Yeah, I heard you. And here we are. Better late than never, that's what they say. I think that's what they say anyway.
Something like that.
Uh-oh. Where are we at here? There it goes. Welcome. Welcome to the Average Joe Poker Show. Sorry for the delay. We've had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, it looks like we're all fixed now. Should be smooth sailing from here on out. Knock on wood.
Yeah, so got a fun little lineup tonight. We got to kill some time here until our stream kicks in.
Yeah, I told we're gonna be live in about 3 minutes.
Looks like that Michigan game's coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I'm very glad I didn't put that on my parlay for today. It's a very close game. Just glad I stayed away from it.
See, that was, gave the people something to watch while we were here, and now here we are. Now we got Average Joe Poker to watch, but while we're waiting for this stream to kick in, let's tell you a little bit about our 2024 Midwest Heads Up Championship. It's happening October 19th and 20th. It's a $360 buy-in, and it's only limited to the first 64 players. So if you think about a March Madness bracket, it's basically what you're going to be looking at there.
Yeah, 1 in 6. If all things being equal, a 1 in 64 chance at winning $10,000. You gonna play that if you have a chance?
Sounds pretty good to me.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Just for the fact that's like, when do you ever get to play a heads-up tournament live in general,
Never.
Never.
The World Series has one. We have one. That's it.
And it's like you might find some like scattered around at like your really big events, but even then they're probably a lot more than a $360 buy-in most of the time, So this is pretty fun. Single elimination unless you get to that championship match. Then that championship match is going to be 2 out of 3.
Each round will be 10 levels or until one player is eliminated. The winners from each round move through the bracket until 4 players remain. Top 4 players will return for Sunday to finish. Semifinals will have 15-minute levels with a 10-level limit. And like Adam said, championship match, best 2 out of 3, 15-minute blinds. No time limit for that one, of course. Day 2 will be live streamed. Come prove you're the best in the Midwest. Should be fun. 64 players.
Little precursor there. That is that's the pre-opening event to our fall series here. So right after that heads-up tournament's over, the very next day on Monday, October 21st, we got Pot Limit Omaha and Ladies Only tournaments both running on that day, starting at 5 p.m. Those are both $160 buy-ins with 20-minute levels.
I did not realize it was day 2 of the heads up and then bleeding right into that.
Yeah,
I did
it's
not
kind of
notice
cool.
that,
It's
yeah.
like an extension of the series, you know. Then on Tuesday, our ever popular team event is back with a little bit of a twist this time. We've been looking at some other things. We've had some people play at other events around the area, and so we're going to try a little bit different this time. You're still going to play 2 tournaments at the beginning, but then when registration closes, we're going to combine both of those.
Yeah, so unlike last time with 2 separate prize pools, once we reach the end of registration, it becomes 1 tournament, 1 big prize pool. We're going to have 1 winner, 1 championship team. All the bragging rights to 1 team this time. Did we, where'd you leave off? Just the team tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Thursday then we'll have our double green chip, Wednesday, October 23rd, double green chip bounty, $200 buy-in, 20-minute levels, 30K starting stack. Every player you eliminate, $50 in your pocket. I want to draw attention to all these start times, guys. Normally during the week we start at 6 p.m. For this fall series, all start times will be 5 p.m. Yeah, that's all I wanted to point out for that. Looks like we're going to find some poker there.
We're in the game. Better late than never. And I haven't heard any crowd eruptions from out there in the main area, so I don't know. Michigan must be.
Yeah, I think we would have heard. If they took the lead.
Might have heard a little bit of a sigh there.
Ike, no stranger to this live stream. Normally more for our tournaments than the cash games. It's going to be interesting to see him play here. Raising up 9s to $40. There was a $10 button straddle from Bad Beat Keith. Queen 8. He's going to defend. So we're going to go 4 ways here.
Ace-high flop. Nobody really likes it.
Yeah, he backdoor diamonds for Dom. That's about it.
And I'm going to put the bet out here. And it's going to work because nobody's got anything to defend with.
Yep, C-bet of $65 takes it down. One more time, buddy.
I think he said, ask the chat, do they like the bigger graphics? Chat, do you like the big graphics on the side? So you probably only got to see that one little hand. So we'll give it a couple of hands here, and we'll let you get a feel for it, and we'll see what we got.
Yeah, let us know what you think. We're always trying to make this viewing experience as best we can.
I don't know why I can't pull up the chat. My YouTube is just... All right, here we go.
Down with 9-10 of clubs makes the call. MRH looked like he was thinking about getting in there, but maybe just Hollywooding a little bit.
It looks like a Michigan touchdown out there. I didn't hear any celebration, so maybe we just missed it.
Waxing that bitch now,
You been working out?
Yeah, I've always been like this.
Been all muscling, showing off those guns with that shirt.
37 seconds and no timeouts, Tony says, for USC.
My mustache.
Can it be done?
My beard. I don't know if I'm keeping it. I'm just messing around.
Well, Kiwi says it's bad luck.
My wife said
Interesting one brewing here.
I can't.
Evil raises it up to 55 with his 9s.
Cartoon character, villain cartoon character. I can't place who it is yet though.
Dom makes the call.
Bad beat Keith.
I
Had position there with the 5-3 suited.
Yeah,
but
he likes to play those sorts of hands too. I kind of expected him to flick it in.
look at what he would have flopped, a straight flush draw.
somebody already told me that.
Another player liking that flop a whole lot.
That's what I was thinking. That one.
He's kind of like a big necky looking guy. He's got
Like
like
the
a
race cars or
yeah,
whatever,
little
yeah.
shimmer there.
Muttley, Robotnik. That's what I'm thinking.
Was it?
Robotnik.
No, I agree with him on the dick dance.
Evil checks his 9s. Dom bets 75 and Likely going to get the job done
Good
here.
hat, he doesn't do it, don't.
So hard to make this call out of position. He does, though.
For the opposite approach. Mine's as unkempt as it can get.
10 of spades.
Wow.
Anybody want water on there?
Makes the good call and just the 3-outer. Now Dom has some showdown value. See if he goes for it or no. He's gonna try and extract some more value
I don't
here.
know if he's. I don't think he's trying to extract value. I think he's maybe trying to get a king to fold. I don't know.
It's a very small bet to try and get a king to fold, but you could be right.
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe he thinks he has 8s or 7s or some sort of lower pair, and he's gonna get
It'd be a really stone cold read, I guess.
right. That's why it just seemed weird for him to be value betting that.
It's also a very weird size for a bluff, though. Not sure what his bet is accomplishing here, but it gets him paid.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. You hit the 10. Get in.
Well, yeah, he was bluffing. He was bluffing.
It was like, wait, let's watch his. He didn't look too, it didn't look like he wanted to turn his cards over too fast. And then, when you saw that look from him, that was the story we were waiting to hear the end to.
I thought he had the king or something.
Okay, see, yeah,
I think mine make a slip more than any other pair.
Fives are my favorite.
I think he said. I think
Jack's my least favorite.
Dom was saying. I thought maybe he had a king there,
Right. It's just
or something about a missed flush draw.
well, you're beating the missed flush draws, so
Yeah,
there's no need to bet.
yeah.
And
And
it
if you're
just-
really trying to get a king to fold, you'd probably want to bet like
More than
at least half the pot there.
yeah, exactly. Very strange strange sizing, but it worked out. I mean,
Max value.
yeah, I say it might have been the absolute most he would have got paid in that situation.
Give him that max value mafia jacket right now.
Hey, what's your name?
on the stream or my real name?
Guppy.
Stream name?
Or real name? Stream name's Guppy.
Stream.
Guppy.
Guppy.
G-U-P-P-Y.
Real name? How much you said?
My stream name or my real name?
Real name, Minnow.
Your baby fish.
Yep.
Stream name not to be confused with street name. Did Michigan hold?
I was actually just checking right now.
I got the exact same hand the last time I complained about you raising.
You're ahead right now.
Still 23 seconds. I'm seeing.
Kiwi, thank you so much for all the support. Much appreciated.
Wish you were on the other side of me.
And for any of our viewers out there that can't read, Kiwi says, please remember to hit that subscribe and thumbs up button.
I'll take 5.
Jesse in the house selling Queen of Hearts tickets. That's the promotion we run every Saturday, folks. What's that jackpot at? Like $7,500?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Where's T-Bag at?
You don't play the baby game.
MRH
Thursday,
prioritizing his Queen of Hearts tickets over his poker cards here.
On Tuesday.
I heard that the other night.
You can play this game.
I mean,
It's
it could that might be a max value move.
could be, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
7,500.
Because we're on a 15-minute delay.
Like his drive.
It's 7:12 right now, and the drawing's at 7. So that means he's got about 3 minutes right there to get those tickets filled out.
Yeah, he pulls the Queen of Hearts. That's more than that's on the whole table right, now. so.
Exactly.
More than that, you win. Lucky fucker. He goes all in a lot. Nobody believes it. He gets action like nobody.
What do you end up leaving with Thursday?
What do you think of this call from Hunter with ace-4 on the button?
He gave some of it back.
Well,
Started running bad. And,
I kind of like the call. If MRH was MRH was writing his tickets, and then he still made a raise. which would kind of lead me to believe that he's got a stronger hand than actually what we can see his cards are right now.
Okay.
Because if it was like not that kind of specific situation, I probably would have put in. I would have liked to put in the raise there on the button with the ace-4. But I don't know, when somebody's like doing something and then they still have like a good enough hand to like continue, then that kind of like puts my it's like the person that plays the hand when they're getting a massage, you know?
Yeah, or like still stacking their chips in it, but they got to stop and play this hand. It's
Right,
so good. I
right.
get it. Dom are really committed here. He's fired off 2 streets with 7 deuce. MRH knows his queen is no good anymore, but Hunter did turn 2 pair. MRH gonna come along
I
and
don't
try
know.
to spike a queen, I
MRH
guess.
saw Dom value betting with, you know, 3rd pair last time, so maybe
55 now from Hunter. And I like that. You don't want to just call and let another diamond peel
for
off.
sure.
Or, you know, a queen that counterfeits you, something like that. Too many scary rivers.
Brutal, I got this operator that works for me right now.
And sometimes you can, I mean, if you get re-raised over the top again, you can possibly find out where if the flush is already out there.
Yeah, it definitely you can
Because a lot of what he does.
just get away from it.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's other 2-pair combos that beat you. There's
Flop sets that
Yeah.
slow played the flop.
What the hell you doing? He says, I'm making money. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I took my wife
Patrick in the
to
box now.
Facebook, I created this texting account, and I'm catfishing all these dudes.
Remember, no bomb pots on the regular Joe Poker Show.
He goes, hey, it's lunchtime, and I'm up $280 already, so I might be going home for the day. Dude, he's just catfishing guys left and right on this app with his wife's picture, and then he's pulling like, and it's funny because it's not even his wife's body. He's just pulling photos off of Google, like off the internet, and just sending them and chats them up, sends them those. And
You mentioned that, I got a sad story.
Sounds like Bad Beat Keith has a good scam going on there.
Larry Stewart, call him Stu, he usually plays.
Did you hear that?
Right there.
I'm still trying to listen. I'm trying to catch on here.
For the rest of the year. One of the guys he plays poker with down there, they're playing poker, and he's like, hey guys, I'm in love. And, you know, he's talking about this girl or whatever, and they're like, how did you meet her? And he said, well, I got this text, and she accidentally texted me instead of somebody else. And then we started talking, and they're like, dude, it's a scam. It's a scam. We get those texts all the time. It's some dude in India. Right. And he goes, no, she sent me pictures and everything. No, the story takes a bad turn.
He did the most obvious bad turn.
He ended up sending her all the money.
Oh.
And once he figured it out, he killed himself.
Oh no, that took a bad
Well,
turn.
all right.
5-5-7 flop, 1 club for evil.
And he was like, I don't know why I didn't listen to it. He couldn't believe it was fake. He couldn't believe it was a scam.
How old was he?
He had to have been approximately Stu's age. Stu's in 50s.
I feel like it's pretty young to fall for one of those.
I know, man. It's not like he was 90 or something.
Right, that's what all those people, you know.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. It's like only old elderly people fall for that type of thing, but apparently not.
No.
So bad he killed himself over it. Those bastards doing that catfishing stuff, man.
I couldn't believe that Manti-Teo stuff when they were talking.
I mean,
What was that?
That Notre Dame player back.
like,
in the
yes,
day
you
that got
think
catfished.
like people shouldn't fall for that stuff, but at the same time, I feel like people do less research on what's actually like real or true than ever before.
Yeah.
You know, so
He was like having
Especially
a
when we
Heisman
talk.
season,
Wow,
like
Bad
Notre
Beat
Dame
Keith
was
gets
the
there with his 8.
championship. And,
Especially when you consider like the emotional aspect of it. Like people just want to be loved, you know, and
girlfriend died during the
anything
season,
that
they made a big like thing of it.
they think could possibly lead to that, it's just they're so vulnerable.
Embarrassed.
Yeah, after like right
I mean,
before
it's
that.
not like he's wrong. I mean,
No.
Guy that did mine.
Yeah.
Looks like Michigan held on there at the end. Tony says.
National championship came like the game that came out that wasn't real. Like he never met her. He kept trying to meet up with her, and it was like no, no, no. And then there's a documentary about it on Netflix. Yeah.
They're talking about Manti Te'o. Did you ever watch that Netflix documentary?
No,
It's a pretty good watch.
I heard him say it, and I didn't
Yeah.
recognize the name.
Where it says, I'm sure we can work things out.
He was a football player from Notre Dame.
Or something, just some
And
random
there was this.
like,
Basically, he got catfished like before people even kind of knew like what catfishing was to an
Okay.
extent, and
I'm interested.
like
Text me.
the person that was catfishing him said that like this girl died that he thought he was like in a relationship with, but he never met, and then it all came out that the girl wasn't real. So Manti Te'o kind of looked like. I mean, really, like the documentary, like it kind of has his back because there was like a really. When it all came out, it was kind of like, well, how did this guy fall for all this? But the documentary kind of has his back a little bit, and like catfishing wasn't like, yeah, it was out there, but it wasn't like to the extent what it is now of people like basically taking on a full identity and.
Right, like today you expect that type of thing. Like that's your first thought today. When then it was a rare case, you know. I get that. I'll have to check that documentary out. So we see Guppy getting tricky. He just limps in, or just calls the straddle, I should say, for $7 with jacks. Hunter behind him raises it up to what looks like 18.
Okay, you have unsubscribed.
They haven't even done that. They keep sending texts.
These graphics are
I don't know. I'm a
not
little
correct.
confused
Yeah.
here, but we're gonna let it ride.
I think
I think part of it is like keep it without any.
I think what happened was our graphics didn't read the $18 raise because the graphics think it should have been 20, but we play incremental. You know, I think that's what happened here.
Maybe Guppy was the one who made the raise. I don't know.
Actually, that's one I don't get. And it's funny is I get the ones we're running behind in Nevada. Well, what do I care if you're running behind in Nevada? I don't live in Nevada.
Oh, I know that one.
What do I care if you're behind in Utah?
He's trying to beat Ted Cruz.
Hey, yeah, that's the best one. I get the Ted Cruz one all the time.
Wow, good living, Buddha
what's
and
funny,
Dom.
it always comes
This is
up,
gonna be a
"Hey,
big
Freddie."
pot
Whoa,
here.
here
Yeah.
we go.
Guppy in some big trouble if he can't get away from this.
You got the wrong number.
Call up the whole crew.
You just put yourself 200. I'm voting for John McCain. First bet, yeah, 80.
So we got 85 from Guppy. Buddha raising this up to 200.
Dom with the flat call there.
Now Guppy getting such a good price here.
Right.
Likely knows he's behind, but 115 to call, almost 700 in the middle. He does have a
yeah, if he hits
sixer,
a
jack.
six, if he hits a six. I think he said fold.
He did.
I feel like he's got to be worried about straights there,
Yeah, he definitely could think he's
and
drawing
think he's
dead.
just absolutely drawing
Yeah.
dead. And I think Buddha's going to get called here with only $170 some odd dollars, $78 into 700 basically.
Yeah,
I mean, if Dom called 200 on the turn,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can't call 200 on the turn when now there's almost 900 in there, and the deuce didn't change anything.
yeah, that was a blankety blank.
He doesn't feel great about it, but if once you call the turn, you got to call the river, I think.
In theory, I think maybe he should have folded 8-3 offsuit preflop.
Yeah, maybe. We saw him play the 7 deuce earlier, though.
Nice hand.
Thanks, but lucky turn.
Chat star Kiwi Colleen says she loves the big graphics. I think that's all we need to hear.
Guys, there's a shot of our Saturday tournament. Registration for that tournament is over. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 5 tables.
We had a
remaining.
mixed game running too. Is the mixed game still going?
Can't quite tell. That was it. Can we get a view of table 5, Gio? Guess not. So we see some regulars in the crowd. We see Mr. Heat. We see Neil. Eli's over there. Haven't seen him in a few weeks. Caroline.
And shout out to Grandma. She
Oh,
brought
my
in lemon
goodness.
bars today.
How do you get your own box? How does that happen?
Well, she was in the chat on the stream on Thursday, and she said she was bringing in goodies. And then I just made an absolute plea of desperation.
So begging is how you get your own box.
Because, like, a couple years ago, she brought in lemon bars the whole time, but I think they're, like, more work to make.
Oh, I
and so it's
gotcha.
been a while, and, like, she brings in these lemon cupcakes, and they just don't quite hit the same. So I, like, just
Okay,
virtually
fair enough.
got down on my knees yesterday on Thursday and begged her to make some lemon bars.
I love
And she
the-
delivered. She delivered.
I love the strawberry blueberry one she makes. The combination almost tastes like rhubarb, and I love rhubarb, so can't get enough of them.
And look at Guppy here.
Just flops the world, huh? And Ike has... Nope, I'm sorry, that's a heart and a diamond. Not much going on for anybody else.
He's got a gut shot only,
Yeah.
and he decides to lead.
I thought the 3 was a heart at first. So I thought he had a gutter and a flush draw. Evil with the deuce.
Would you put in the race here, or would you try to slow play this one?
I definitely would have just called, yeah.
I think with a rainbow board and, you know, with all the low cards out there, which is not going to hit most pre-flop callers' hands, I think it's a good time to try to slow play this one. And but
Yeah, I'm definitely just calling there. Even if a 7 comes, you don't.
He's literally in charge of blue chip.
And there's just not many bad turns for you.
Right.
You don't want to see the board pair, but you're likely going to hear more from a set on the flop. So, yeah, I mean, that's the time. Especially, it sucks that you're going to be out of position the whole pot. Like, there's nothing you can do to change that. You want to, yeah, just call and. But then, in Guppy's defense, when the turn checks through, that really sucks. You know what I mean? You can't just call on the flop and then lead the turn, being out of position like that. So, I like a check myself, but I can see the merit to betting. Or I like a call, but I can see the merit to raising. I think anything you do being out of position is going to look really strong.
Like Sean didn't get the memo about stacking cards over here.
it's a $5 bring-in in this game. Is that right?
I guess so.
No, I don't know, because it says raise to 5, but
It hasn't been in past
if it's
weeks.
a 1-3 game, then I don't.
If you leave it side by side, it can be advantage.
I don't think it has been in past weeks, but maybe I'm wrong. I've been commentating it more than I've been dealing it, so it looks like that's how they're playing it anyways.
4 ways to the flop here. Deuce, deuce, 4 with a couple of hearts. Like the only one picking up anything with his flush draw.
That doesn't stop Bad Beat from betting out there. Makes it 5 to go. Ike immediately raises his flush draw to 15.
And that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good result. 9 high flush draw on a paired board. You're happy to take it right down right then and there.
And the guy that's leading is the big blind, so you can kind of find out right away, like, has he got a deuce? Is he
Right.
betting his 4 there? And, you know, you'll get a good feel right away whether he's trying to spring one on you.
You were here earlier. Was Ike playing the mix game? I know he enjoys some of those games.
Valentine.
I can't remember because everybody at the table was kind of just trying to tell me the same thing, and that was mostly in reference to you.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know, the desert guy.
They were like, "Hey, who are you commentating with tonight?"
I mean, that should have told him that I wasn't. I don't know how my name got on that list.
Michigan's ahead?
Yep, by 3.
Wow.
USC's got the ball on their own 40, so if they pick up like
What kind of time?
So what's the score?
17 seconds left.
Oh, what's the score?
27-24, Michigan.
So they beat the
45.
spread. I mean, the over-under.
Yeah.
You got that part.
Never gonna get the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think my first parlay of the season is hitting today.
How much was USC favored?
Not sure. 5.5.
4.5. The
Four and a
change
half.
4.5. There was
They're offering me a
5.5,
profit to
they dropped
cash
it
out already. That's a good sign.
About 2 hours.
That is a good sign. We had a $10 straddle here, and a couple of callers came around to bad beat Keith, who was in the small blind with ace-10, raised up to 45.
Wow, Dom just flops top 2 here. Bad beat with nothing. Bets out 75.
The goal is to get it to be as close to even as possible.
Right, so when
Dom just snap rips it all in now.
They move the line, so they'll start betting the other side.
the under in Michigan was looking really good in the first half. But then
Someone was telling me that
You're betting.
typically there's more points scored in the second half than the
Bad beat really thinking about this, or
I don't
he's
know.
trying to save some face here?
And the theory is that the teams like figure each other out and then are more successful.
I mean, he's seen Dom play some hands already. I don't think he ever rolled over the 8-3, so I don't think anybody got to see that one, but he saw how he played that 10-9. If he was paying attention, he might have.
Yeah, Dom also, he didn't show that 7 deuce where he
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I don't know if Keith makes this call. I guess he could be putting him on like 8-9 or 4-5, something like that. All right, he gets out of the way.
The only thing they need to fix about college is the review process. It should be like NFL, like you get 2 challenges, like I feel
Was
like
the board
if they're
3, 6, 7?
3, 6, 7.
Okay, so not 4, 5, but 8, 9 maybe.
them reviewing the
As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, I think there's a 3 out there.
Like I gotta
In college, they get it wrong a lot more often. So in college, they get the on-field wrong more often
probably not.
than the NFL, so.
And maybe Dom could have just called 75 there since his hand was so strong. And again, that kind
You
of
get a lot
low
in the NFL.
board with no
You got challenges.
suits out there.
Yeah, that's definitely been the theme so far in this game, where if you got a hand, you're betting big. There's been no slow playing.
He's probably not gonna, like, I don't think Keith's gonna bluff, but if Keith hits a 10 or an ace on the turn, then
Yeah, Dom's going to get paid off then for sure.
I think Dom's probably just like, oh, he's betting 75. If he's got an overpair, he's gonna call me, so we could just put it in here. And it was a $10 straddle. MRH makes it 30 with ace jack off.
And Evil with King Queen in this big blind makes the call. Hunter in the straddle can't come along. So we're going to go heads up. King Queen versus Ace Jack.
It's like a college tradition.
Ace of diamonds, 2 of hearts, 6 of clubs. I think MRH is going to be continuing on almost all ace high boards here.
That $20 bet is gonna be small enough to get a little bit of value. It looks
Yeah,
like.
I like it a lot. Like MRH is either... Oh, and now Evil picks up a pair.
You went from 2% on the flop to 7%.
Almost
Half
exactly
pot,
half the
yeah.
pot. Six of diamonds. Flush does get there. It was backdoor. I don't think that'll slow down MRH too much.
I think maybe
He is
Evil knows he was behind there on the turn. Like, I think after he bet again, he knew, but at that point it was like implied odds. Like, hey, if we hit a king or a queen here, we might be able to get the full double.
Yeah, and he likely would have. So I would have liked to see MRH go for value there on the river. 6 is... I don't know. I guess Evil did come along with just king high on the flop, so maybe he does come along with the 6 as well.
But does he come along with a 6 on the turn?
Yeah.
That's where I'm...
Yeah, I guess at the end, though, MRH is chopping with all other aces, right? 6s, aces, 6s with a king. So I guess... But sometimes you are chopping with a worse ace and you can get them to fold with that last bet on the river. Sometimes.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot less likely that they would.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's a merit for betting that river or not. How do you like to play these small pairs from late position? Like Keith in the cutoff here just calls with his 3s. Is that your standard play, or you like to put in a raise? What do you prefer?
It definitely depends on the number of, like, in this spot where I got
60.
all, so we had what, a regular under the gun straddle, and then I
believe so.
had 2 limpers in front of me. I don't like to let that many players come in the hand. I'm probably going to bump it up to like 40 or 50 at least.
A bit of a hypocrite.
And I think you kind of see the reason why here
I
is
didn't
that
say that, but once you see my
Buddha
hand, you'll
in the straddle now is just really incentivized to squeeze. So now he's got to call 60 rather than if he just opens it to 30 or 40.
Yeah, or if I mean, now he's put in $60. If he would, like, he's called $60, so
Right.
either way he's put in 60. If he would have just been the original to do that,
Michigan.
Likely
Buddha might not even call with AC,
Right.
but probably not. And now
Hunter, Evil, yeah, exactly.
you have the lead in the hand, which is a lot of times even more important.
Interesting flop here, actually. 3 players, 4 players flop open-ended straight draws,
We don't play USC.
and Hunter flops a pair.
Was an Ohio State fan. You should
Which ironically is the best hand right
Yeah.
now.
give them a better.
Evil, Buddha, Dom, and Keith all flop open-enders.
Honestly, I told
And
people,
Buddha decides to
this
go
is
with
that
it
game where
against
Michigan
5.
either
I'm just,
competes this
I don't
year
know.
or-
I'd be a little bit like,
Like if they lose to USC,
we went call, and then now you're the straddle, and you make it 60, and then call. This just, like, I know no one has a set here, but this would just scream like horrible board. I mean, I get
Yeah,
it. Buddha's got the open ender.
Yeah, but bad beat Keith could have 6s, 5s, or 4s just as easily as he has 3s. I get, you know what I mean? Like
I'm
yeah.
a little surprised
Yeah.
into 4 other players that Buddha went for this.
He does block like the 6, 7, but still you got, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're going to see what happens, but and he bet full pot. Only bet full pot, leaving 722 behind.
He's definitely trying to represent an overpair here.
What are you smiling about?
It's gonna work, I think.
It does accomplish one thing. It gets other 7s to fold for sure.
Well, like, I mean, pretty much any pair kind of had to fold. So,
Scary flop for
It was,
King.
it was a good flop for my hand.
someone said scary flop for kings.
And I had to redraw.
I probably should have let out and seen what you did, because I had a 7.
I was pocket 3s, I knew I should.
I know, but I'm just saying, well.
Like, it worked there against
I
those
would've bet-
specific
I would've
hands,
bet-
but
I would've bet out.
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of a little stumped on that one. I just feel like
With a pair.
4 flat callers, and then you make a raise, and then they all call behind. Like, I'm a little bit scared to even try to represent an overpair there.
Yeah, there's you're gonna be up a lot against a lot of flop sets and 2 pairs.
Or, I mean, 7, 8 of
7, 8
diamonds,
is
you
in
know?
there,
Like,
yep.
so, I don't know why I just said diamonds, but 7-8 suited.
Yeah.
I love that flop.
He says he loved the flop, though.
I thought Keith was about to jam. I was going to snap call.
I was.
And this man changed his name to go blue.
I mean, it's a rainbow open-ended
When you get a victory, that's what you do.
Raising that hand, and there's no way.
You have the world. You have the world.
Pocket tens makes it 35.
At 2 overs and open it straight, I am not going anywhere. I'm all my money.
Get one of those hands.
And it would have been my, it would have been my luck. It would
Had
have been
no
my luck
reason
if
to
I
raise
flatted.
any flop. He should have just.
It would have been my luck if I flatted out and
Let's
caught
just
my
see a flop
three.
for $10. No, I got ace-7, guys. I gotta raise this up.
Buddha with the suited
I gotta raise
nemesis.
this up.
There's a verb in there.
And Dom with queen 7 offsuit. That's definitely good enough for his range tonight.
There's a verb missing in there.
Ace. There was an ace in there.
That's a good
Jack ace 3, Buddha takes the lead.
That should have been the last flop. That'd have been the
Takes
last
the
flop.
lead, but doesn't like to see the ace that much. Now he's feeling a little bit better when it checks around.
That's the only way you can.
Find out where he's at.
Graphics say 50. It looked like a quarter to me. Either way, it gets the job done.
Have an ace, I was good.
And thanks for all the support out there. Anastasia says we sound good here. Chatstar Kiwi says we're both doing well. Thank you.
Dave says, Buddha never has a wedding to go to or anything. Does he sleep under the table? That's true. He never does seem to have anything like any scheduling conflict.
We used to let him sleep under the table, but he's a roller, and he just roll on the wires, and
It became a real
yeah,
problem.
we had to put a stop to that.
Family problem.
Well, then you shouldn't still be here.
I'm
feel like
sure
it's been here
it's
for a while,
female
but it's an
related,
actual
but,
emergency.
you know,
No comment.
I'm sure it's.
I think I would have opened king 8 there.
It's an argument for about
That's what they said. They think it's that one guy. But they also had an alternate up there, so I don't know.
Raise 15.
So Hunter's going to open king 7 on the button.
So, yeah, 98% it's female related.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking to
I'm
dudes
just
on
saying,
the phone,
I'm saying.
You're not supposed
And if there's a problem with the dude, I'm hanging
Unless
up and I'm
it's-
leaving.
Unless it's a female.
We know Don's going to come along with any 2. Oh, he's got a hand this time, queen 10.
You never know anymore.
Ace 9 4, 2 hearts.
Checks around.
6 of spades.
Nobody want to identify.
Dom's going to lead out here for 15.
I thought about that. Calling in and asking.
Hunter makes the call with king high.
You just register. They're not gonna stop you. I see guys do
Hunter
that.
gets the check mark here. Let's see if he can stick with his instincts.
Yeah, that didn't change anything.
Shut up.
They gun for it.
Check, check. Hunter's going to take this one down with that
King high.
that good call on the turn.
I read some, it's went down in Florida, the guy got into the women and men wanted.
Yeah, I saw that in Vegas in the Venetian. He was at the final table. I don't know if he won or not. But the women at the final table were just beside themselves, pissed off about it. My wife refuses to play in women's only tournaments. She thinks that it's chauvinist. There shouldn't be women's poker.
We're just poker
It's
players.
like, how is it that women are not
Yeah, just play
already
poker.
at disadvantage over men in poker?
Maybe we get the fist fights after every, bomb pop or something.
Well, the only
I
argument
don't
I've
like
heard,
playing against women at the table, man. It's harder for me. It's different.
it is. I never think they're bluffing.
It.
I always think
God, there's a really famous poker. I don't want to I don't want to be incorrect, but there's a famous poker player, famous woman poker player who also refuses to play in women's only tournaments. I want to say it's Vanessa South, but I also don't want to
I
be
think
wrong.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
bonus in this game.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Women are raised.
There's definitely a prominent female poker player who always said she would never play in female-only fields.
Depends on how you play.
All right, so evil here. I'm sorry, bad beat Keith. Queen 4 of hearts.
Shannon said it's Annie Duke.
That might be.
Men are more
Men are more.
Well, let's not give her the credit of being
Yeah, I
a
was
prominent
gonna
female poker
yeah,
player.
Yeah.
Which is
All right, let's track
Let's
the
call our
action.
friends and our neighbors and our dogs and our cats.
Yeah. Let's track the action here. Bad beat raised it up to $10 with Queen 4 of hearts. Ike 3 bets with aces to 35. Evil with the Ace King of spades bumps it up. 105 to go. Folds over to Dom. He had Jack 10.
It was like 4 senior citizens and like 3.
Bad beat is out.
And then one like weird young dude.
Yeah.
See if Ike decides to put in the 5 bet or just put in the call. They're pretty shallow now.
Now that we're heads up, I don't mind a call here.
I like it a lot. You don't have to work very hard to get all the money in.
How many buy-ins are you on? My 11th one since the bus.
Evil only has 400 behind.
You ever watch the stream and watch Big Slick Rick playing?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Ike.
He came in, the veterans tournament, he came in second last year. This year he came in first.
I know I'm being really nitpicky here, but I think this was the worst play in this situation.
Yeah,
like either flat call or jam. But
your hand,
this looks
your hand
like
just looks like aces.
super
now.
scary.
Yeah, your hand just looks like aces now.
2 tournaments, like 12 years.
Tough to fold ace king suited.
It is so hard.
And he says all in.
How many times we run this
I think Ike
Well,
really getting rewarded
it
here.
worked out for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, you know, I mean, you gotta. I mean, if I'm out there, I'm probably not folding ace king suited. either.
No, but Ike's like almost minimum 3, 4, 5 bet.
Oof.
Oh, all right, action, folks.
There's always a sweat.
What a prick. Any spade will do it, folks.
You're peeking and you know.
King of hearts, no good. Ike gonna get the full double.
Can't ask for a better flop.
Oh, not quite the full double. Ike is gonna stack evil
Yeah.
here.
If he would have, like, if for some reason he would have just flatted that 200, whatever 20 it was, then they would have put all the money in on the flop anyway.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
plays
that-
out exactly the same.
Yep, just saved us a little time, I guess.
Lucky, Ike, you're lucky.
Lucky what?
I folded Jack 10.
Spades.
No, I was on. If I was suited, I would have called.
Thanks for not tracking.
As soon as you said you got spades working for him, I saw the queen of spades in the window. I was like, uh-oh.
I was calling your first bet. I wasn't calling his re-raise, because I know you're gonna re-raise it there.
Sean's back up to 5.
Let's go through that action one more time. Bad beat Keith opens it up to 10. Ike makes it 35. Evil makes it 105.
Such a pretty hand to fold.
Folds back around to Ike, who makes it 230, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just knew though. I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
Is he?
Evil has-
Is he? So,
Just hoping it
all right, he makes it 230. Like,
Ike,
he's not gonna do that with like 8s, 9s, 10s, right?
I was gonna say is it-
Jacks. He's
I
not
was-
gonna do that with jacks, right?
I was gonna say, does he even do that with queens? And I don't think he does.
Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It just seems so strong.
Something we talked about a little earlier. Ike not even done stacking his chips, has to take the time to put in a raise here with ace queen. See if the players pick up on that.
Like even ace king suited, like if he's like got the same hand kind
Yeah,
of type deal, it's like, well, why make that raise? And now the pot size is, you know, more than each player's stack, and you're kind of committing yourself. Like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense there either.
No, like I said, I liked calling and I liked going all in.
for Saturdays.
The smooth or the min-ish click to 230.
It's only had a mixed game.
I don't know what it accomplishes really. We saw there it did work out for him, so maybe we're just wrong. I don't know, but
And
I feel like the only thing it does is make the kind of hands you want to be up against fold.
They said they were doing
and especially like at this, like this level, like this, you know, 1-3 game. I mean, yeah, maybe at like the 5-5-10 or whatever, you see some people putting in the light squeeze there,
Right, like the occasional ace 4 suited or
but
something.
not here.
Yeah.
Not really at 1-3 ever.
Like I said, I don't think Ike even makes that same play with the pocket queens. Like, I think aces and kings are it.
You should know.
Ace 3 hearts for Hunter.
You said you should know, right?
Looks like 15 to go.
Sam, what was going
Apparently.
on out
Lord,
there?
Christ, my mom wouldn't talk to me, my girlfriend, my sisters, like, that shit was terrible.
We were afraid you were upset. We were afraid you're gonna come in upset about something and play bad.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, we went, we took odds. It went from like 80% to like 97 to 100% within issues.
Somebody once told me that if you're not willing to get in 100 big blinds with ace king suited, that you shouldn't be playing the game you're playing.
Yeah, it was 98.
And I guess I've always kind of held true to that. But at the same time,
Some
like,
family drama and couldn't get off the phone. We knew it was family.
I don't know. I'm just never good there, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've always thought that when I got that advice, it was really good advice.
I don't know. I
yeah.
think
Yeah, so it had to be something to do.
I think 100% of the time, like that applies to online poker, but you're more at like 50% of the time in live poker. If you are somebody who plays like the player and not just like the math, then I think you got to go with your live reads and your instincts. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that is the advantage to playing live poker if you're not going to use it.
Phone is just because they don't want you to have information.
Why? Yeah, I get it.
It's just bad looks. It's the look. Because they're not really concerned about you cheating as much as they're concerned about the viewers seeing the phone and then thinking that it's not a legit game.
Gotcha.
Like there
I
might
thought
be
it was
some-
technical. I thought it had something to do with the.
No. Anything that might make it look like that this isn't a clean game is, we want to avoid that.
We're TV stars. We gotta act like it, right?
Looks like they're talking about the technology rule at the table. We do require all players to lock their phones in a little plastic box outside the playing area,
And their watches.
and all smart watches, all smart devices.
460.
440 would be right, because that's 60 plus whatever, not 440.
And then what's your name?
These two.
What's it?
These two.
These still? Are these still?
These nuts.
No headphones, obviously, as well.
These STE.
That's the only thing that I man.
Oh yeah,
gets me.
I know.
Like, I totally understand the rule. It's just, I hate not having my headphones at the table.
Did you guys already draw the queen of hearts?
7 calls and then.
I'm more of a, I guess, I don't know.
Did they draw?
I like playing with headphones either way, but definitely in a cash game, I'm not as worried about it. In a tournament, I gotta have my headphones.
Yeah,
There's still two jokers and the queen in there.
I guess it really depends on the cash game. Like, if I'm playing with friends, sure, I'm not going to wear headphones. But if I'm just at a random casino or a random poker room and I don't know these people,
Yeah.
no, give me those headphones. So we got a mystery hand from the new player.
And I'm pretty sure he wanted his name on the stream to be D's Nuts, and I'm not sure why we didn't grant that request, and I do apologize that we did not grant that request.
I feel like if I play cash,
Yeah, I mean, you paid to be on the stream. I think you get the name you want, right?
it's weird being in such a quiet, like,
Maybe we could call him Mr. D's.
This is the best way to play poker.
There you go. Fair compromise. Mr. D's. That's what I'm calling him from now on.
Just like we're playing a home game.
yeah.
Does anybody know the score of the TU game today? UT game?
It is still going on right now. It is 7-0.
Who'd they play?
Western Kentucky.
Who are we talking about? Toledo?
Yeah, they're on my parlay. That's the only reason I know.
I would almost bet they won.
They're up 7-0. 11 minutes to go in the first half.
I'm just betting on it. I wouldn't bet a lot on that.
They could have a letdown after
I do appreciate the die-hard Toledo fans. Like,
I was really happy for them last week, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
I don't care about Toledo football at all, but it was
Nor do I.
really cool to see them win last week, and just like you said, all those diehard fans.
I feel like they got a good fan base of like.
They 100% do. One of the guys that plays here, I want to say his first name's Kevin, but
yeah, you talking about Kevin Wall? Yeah.
He happened to be went down to the game for Mississippi and happened to see the win. Like, that was so sweet. Apparently there's a big UT podcast. They asked him to come and talk about the experience, and yeah, just a really.
We had raised to $35 here. Not to get off track from you guys. $35 raise from Buddha with Ace-5 suited, and he got only 6 callers.
Look at this flop. Nut flush draw for Ike. Open ender for Keith.
Top pair for Dom.
Top pair for Dom. Backdoor flush for Buddha. Backdoor flush for Evil.
And Ike does have a couple of overs to go with his flush draw, which makes you feel even better.
Yeah, Ike going nowhere.
And there was already a ton of money in that pot, so I don't really blame Dom for just ripping it in there.
I think that's really the only play. He's only got 213 behind.
And it gets
pot
out
size bet.
hands like Bad Beat Keith, most likely.
I was gonna say, most players with this hand are gonna fold. But Keith not afraid to gamble. He is this time.
If he was last to act and there was nobody behind, he might have called.
Ike with 2 overs and the nut flush draw. See, he's actually the favorite here.
213.
He just won a big hand. I don't think he can fold. I couldn't fold. Right?
I mean, no. I think he's just. I think he's pondering whether he should go all in or whether he should just call.
He didn't look like a happy man to me. I thought he was considering folding.
Oh, I would have never folded that in a
No,
million
that's why
years. My opponent could have showed me a set probably, and I still got to put. I mean, you're getting the right price no matter what.
Yeah. There it is.
And that's a quick one. Oh, double.
What a night so far for Ike. 1.6K in this $500 max buy.
Yeah. Isn't it D Stu? You know, I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm not sure who he is. I swear when he sat down, he said he wanted his name to be D's Nuts.
I heard something like that as well.
Yeah, that guy sucked out on me.
And he bought him for 420. That seems like.
There you go.
I played one hand with him.
Oh, you did win?
He made a quick appearance. I think it was last Saturday. It might have been last Thursday. He made an appearance on a recent live stream. He played for about an hour.
500.
Didn't get to play too many hands. I remember he got stacked. I don't remember the specifics, but hopefully he can have a little bit of run this time. Little better run this time.
D Stu, say it slow.
Sounds like the old 9X.
No straddle here, just an under the gun raise to 25 from Hunter. We got 5 callers. Excuse me, 4 callers. 5 ways to the flop here.
I make that mistake when I'm dealing a lot. Like, I'll say 4 players, but I meant 4 callers. I always got to correct myself.
We got a spicy flop here. Bad Beat Keith just went ahead and flopped the nuts. Evil has middle pair. Dom has 2 overs and a gut shot.
Ike with just 2 overs. but a big stack.
I
Bad
think
beat.
he'll be okay to sit this one out after just winning that last pot.
Yeah, I don't think you'll mind. Ike bet 75 into 125.
And Evil decides to make the call with just middle pair here.
Call, 3 players.
And Dom with 2 overs and a gut shot makes the call as well. 350 in this pot going to the turn.
2 hearts. Nobody holds a heart. But another one will be real scary for Keith.
He bets 100. Strange kind of looking bet here. But I don't think... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. If somebody might have made an all-in play there, that might have worked, but... It seemed kind of strange there.
Yeah, 100 into what was it, 425?
350 was there on the
350.
turn.
So we got the under the gun straddle this time. Guys, we do have a full table right now, but this game is not like our Tuesday or Thursday games. We do often end up with available seats. If you're interested, call down the room, let them know, get your name on the list. Could see yourself on TV at any time.
When I got kids and littles,
Call. You know what you're supposed to do.
that's what I'm doing.
MRH with a pair. He's going to play the deuces. Behind him, though, go blue with 10s. Flat calls with his 10s, huh?
Just a lot of flatters in here. Okay.
It also helps.
Ace 9 on the button, just flats.
See if this brings out a squeeze from the
And
straddle.
of course, 5-4 suited is going to get in there.
And
Buddha with an ace. Remember,
We saw him squeeze with
yep,
Ace 7.
Yep, that's what I was just going to say. He went, I think he went 60 that time.
You have one of those hands, but I'm gonna be cool and I'm gonna let my buddies live.
He's gonna let everybody bet into it.
He's going to check this. So we're going to go 9 ways.
He's balancing his range here, you know.
Gotta mix it up. I can't always play the same way.
Well, you should have. You should have, sir.
I don't think so. I mean,
No, go
yeah.
blue would have been in there.
Yeah. It's Evil that bets his open-ender here. Do not like this one at all. First to act.
And look at this. Hunter has King 8. Buddha has Ace 8. And with those flatters... What in the world? How'd he do that?
Power of the Buddha, as Dom would say. I don't know. He's gonna have the best hand there a ton. Like he doesn't this time. It's a good fold, but a lot of the time he is gonna be good there.
I don't know if that was really... I have a feeling that wasn't really pocket tens. For Go Blue. Go Blue just folded.
I thought you were talking about Buddha folding ace 8.
Well, Buddha folded Ace 8, and he was
Wow.
right. He was only right because of Go
Right.
Blue's pocket
Yeah.
tens. But
Yeah, I wonder if we
now
have
it's
a
making
misread
less
there.
and less sense to me that... Oh, wow.
Evil gets there. I wonder if we have a misread there.
Because he didn't even think about it.
Yeah. I mean, either it's the fold of the century. He just knew that Evil let out with the open ender there, and that it was coming on the turn.
110.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a head scratcher there.
And Evil's got 280 here. How does he play this to get all the money in the middle? I think probably just put it in now, huh? Since your opponent already has 110 in there, only 170 more to call, and
They're call. Call.
if a scare card peels on the river, you know, he
Yeah,
might find a fold.
Yeah, 5 or a 9 comes, you're puking. You're not getting paid anymore. Even a 4, 4, 5, or 9 comes, and you hate it.
And there was that 9.
Yeah.
So Evil,
Show that ace
It's probably going to get him back to about even, I would believe, on the day because he took a hit early.
He's not raising this time, so it's got to be better than
With that ace-king up against aces, it looks like our mixed game is not going anymore. We did get that going in the afternoon today, so if you are interested, we're trying to get that going every Saturday. 4 tables left in our what is that, $130?
130 with $100 rebuys, 10K guaranteed. We've been hitting 12, 13. Been a good tournament. 4 tables remain. Where are the regulars at? Eli, Derek's there, Mr. Heat. Oh, Obi's still in. Coach is still in. God, it's all regulars today. Love to see it. Cat's over there. Neil.
Javier giving us some insight in the chat here. He said, go blue would fold 10s. He overfolded last week a lot.
He did. I didn't want to call him a nit, but yes, last week he was very, very, very
Might
nitty.
still identify as your aunt.
2024.
But I mean, hey, it saved him, you know, at least
yeah.
at least the $75 there.
Being results oriented for sure.
Yeah.
Well, she's already got that.
She could be your uncle then.
But yeah, we just saw 2 just over folds there. Buddha folding top pair, top kicker. Go blue folding the over pair, and both of them look like geniuses now somehow.
Although if either one of them puts in a raise, then the 4-5's not going to be in there.
That's well. Remember, the 4-5 raised. He opened it. You know, he.
I get it. I don't know.
I mean, I agree with you.
You're up against the
theoretically.
blinds, and it's all low cards.
Yeah.
So there's 2 pair combos. There's crazy combos out there that could be. So I get it.
60.
So Mr. D's comes in with the limp re-raise. MRH calls the 60. These limp re-raises look so strong.
I
Very
don't know,
rare.
that says 4-bet, so I'm confused.
So
Oh,
maybe there was no straddle this hand, and Mr. D's did open to 10.
And this is a pretty bad flop for Mr. D's.
Yeah, just a gutter. A
But
gutter that's
a bad
no good.
gutter.
Yeah.
I like the smooth call here. Not really any merit to raise. You're going to get worse hands to fold and better hands to call.
Mr. D's does have a little bit array of hope here. A
Yeah.
diamond would give him the best hand.
That took him up to 32%. Hey, he picked up a gut shot as well, a 5.
Yeah. Yeah. So now he's got the double gutter. One end is actually good. The 9 is no good. But his double gutter to the 5 is. Interesting hand, actually. I think that's I mean, obviously, besides a 6, I think that's the best card in the deck for Mr. D.
For sure.
1530.
Interesting. Just 50 bucks into, not sure if that pot updated already, but either into 225 or 275, so
Small either way.
under a quarter pot.
Raise. 120.
And it just looks weak. And he says, I call, snap call.
No help, but that is going to scare him. Well, I was going to say that could be a scary card for MRH, but after the check, not so scary anymore.
Wow. Is this a value bet? Pretty sick. I mean, it's got to be a value bet, right? Or he's I mean,
Maybe like a mergey bet. You can get a worse. No, worse 10's never calling. No, can't be a value bet. What, a worse 10 is gonna call? What worse 10s even are there? 9, 10.
just 10-9.
Yeah, and maybe 9, 10's in there.
10-9 suited. pocket nines. Those are
Yeah,
just
you were
very
kinda-
specific
yeah.
hands to target. I mean, opponent has, like, I don't know, that $50 bet on the turn looks super weak. Do you think he's got like ace king, ace queen type hands, and he's trying to somehow get a miracle fold an ace here, representing a flush? I don't know. This one has me stumped.
Yeah, I'm pretty tight with MRH. I'll have to ask him about this one afterwards. Gets the job done.
Yes, it does.
6-8's no good, I don't think. Straight.
I think the straight was good there.
I don't think so.
I think it was.
Mr. H got a flush.
I think so.
Hey, Mr. H, we're gonna see it on the stream anyway. Come on.
Is it?
Ace flush.
It's not Mr. H, it's MRH, right? I've been calling him MRH, but he said Mr.
I mean,
I typically just call him Matt, so I don't know.
yeah. If it was Mr. H, we would have a space there,
That's a-
right? Like in
or a-
B stew.
Right. It's gotta be MRH.
I'd have been there. I'd have been good. I told you. I flopped this straight.
Value bluff.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at when I called it a merge bet. Those merge bets,
Stacking the chips,
you're
baby.
trying to get either you're trying to accomplish a better hand to fold or a worse hand to call, but it didn't really fit there, like, because there's not many worse hand. Like Mr. D's had like the one worse hand there that kind of comes along, you know. Maybe 9 with a 9 of diamonds does the same.
Argue with success.
Great.
All right, so we got some confirmation. It is MRH, and it is B stew.
But did he ask his name to be D's nuts?
How they say it on the Hustler?
I'm calling him.
That's what we need
Mr.
confirmation
D's either
on.
way.
Okay, okay. I heard a dealer like
Yeah, we definitely heard
mention that to him, and maybe
No, I don't
maybe we misinterpreted that one.
think it was some
All right, so Guppy raised this up to a quarter. Hunter raised up to 60. 4-bet up to 60. So it looked like Mr. D's had opened ace-4 before that.
We got shirts and
He gets out of the way, so we've got kings versus queen, jack of spades. 2 spades on the flop for Guppy. Gonna be interesting here.
Action Jackson.
Hunter does have the king of spades. Ooh, interesting check there. Not so much anymore. We can see Guppy hits the flush, but Hunter's still 25% to win this hand.
The tens were probably no good. No, 10 was good.
With the action going check on the flop, it's going to be really hard for Hunter to put his opponent on a flush here.
really often.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking the same thing.
Value, not bluff. That's how that works, right? Max value, not bluff.
This looks like a bluff or like a king 9, ace 9.
There's a straight and a flush out there.
I've seen Booty do the same thing, so
I mean, I guess if you're really scared of monsters under the bed, you can think a flop set plays that way.
Only 40
But-
hands defeat me, but I do have.
A flush is going to be really hard to narrow down.
What is going on?
What is this game, folks?
Oh my God,
Yeah,
he fooled me on
deked-
that
no,
one.
he deked me for sure.
Man, this guy could bluff me all day. He lifted up the cards
Yeah, I
like,
thought. I mean, as a dealer, I would have thought that was a fold.
yeah.
Looks like we're good.
Guppy has 217 behind, 309 in the middle.
But I guess if you're slow playing an overpair like this and it's just one pair, I mean that's kind of how you gotta go. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why it's so tough to slow play these overpairs. Like,
yeah, the check on the flop was not standard.
So you take one, but you're related.
Now Guppy only has one option here. He has to go for all of it. He's only got 217.
that's what I was.
But you saw Hunter almost fold to the 90 on the turn, so maybe he can go smaller just because of that, you know, kind of live read like we talked about earlier.
Massages the Venetians
It's be a really good fold if Hunter can get away from this.
Massage girl leaned in and whispered in my ear. She
Yeah,
said,
without much thought, he does.
God, is that your wife? And I looked up, my wife was at the other end of the table, like laser beam shooting at her, come
Good
shooting at
fold,
her
Hunter.
eyes.
Man.
And I said, yeah, and the massage girl just walked off.
How did he know?
I'm a little. I don't
My
know.
girl literally
Like,
said-
is he just putting him on a set?
Yeah.
Just so it goes check check.
At one time, and she's like, well, what's
Yeah, Hunter didn't bet that pot once. Like he did not. He raised. He,
I was like,
Side
was it
girl.
was it a 4-bet? I think a 4-bet pre-flop, and then never bet
The
once.
girl with the good, pretty hair, what's her name?
When Guppy doesn't put in the 5th bet, you don't put him on aces.
Morgan. Yeah, she's seen her sitting there.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think you would label Guppy as the tightest player.
No.
Like, I mean, if you're against the guy who's like, okay, this is the tightest player at
Right.
the table,
My wife came over to me
then
and she
I
left,
get
and
it.
I'm
But
like, what's the matter, honey?
Yeah, that was.
and, I mean, we see the results, we know, but that would have been me.
No, nor
I
me.
would have gave a lot of money away there, probably. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably all in on the turn. Actually,
I'm gonna
'cause
bet the flop,
yeah.
and then he's gonna call, and then
Then he's gonna bet his flush, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna raise, and I'm gonna.
because
get
I got the
stacked.
king high
Yeah.
flush draw
Yep.
too, so why not?
This is where he learns. She teaches him. Coaches him.
Hunter did not call a river bet.
No matter if I win or lose a hand.
Hunter barely called the turn bet.
I mean, he somewhat snap folded.
Usually her
Yeah.
comment is, what were you doing in the hand?
Now Keith with the kings, and Evil with the queen jack suited.
Yeah.
So, honey, you gotta mix it up. Yeah, no, you don't. They get spotted for a good hand. She only wants me to play the premium hand.
Jack
Big
eight of
aces and pairs, that's
spades.
it.
No go.
Not hands like
Hunter not feeling it after losing with those kings the last hand.
In his defense, I mean, he lost the absolute minimum. I think.
Absolute minimum. And Mr. D's not good timing here, but he looks like he's ready to gamble. He does have the ace.
Guy's got 200 in his stack.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see Keith just go all in here and isolate.
200.
This is a very similar showing to what Mr. D's did last time he was on the stream.
Yep, there's the all in from Keith. And the fold from Evil.
Let's remember that. Queen jack of hearts in the muck.
I'll leave it up to you if you wanna run one once or twice.
I'm going once. I only go once.
One time.
It's either the window or the river. If you can dodge the window, you're good till the river. Oh, you're good till the river. It ain't gonna be on the turn. Now you gotta bite down. Bite down. Bite down. Oh.
Bad big Keith holds.
Queen Jack of Hearts.
Was it the? Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
turn
Two-
turn
yep.
trips. Yeah, I don't think he's calling a seven
No,
pre-flop
no,
with
no.
Queen Jack of Hearts.
Just give me good luck at it.
3. Tell Gio.
Just interesting that 2 hands in a row, Queen Jack would have beat Kings.
Goose, I feel you on that one.
Sam's got to re-raise and get you in trouble. Could have won that, sir. Could have won that one? Yeah.
So last week, Mr. D's did not rebuy after busting that first time. This time it looks like he's going to give it another shot.
I think it's either his niece or his grandniece.
And we've got Jonathan, our favorite southpaw in the box.
To help Lumpy's wife, and I don't know his wife's name, but she said, Aunt so-and-so.
I hate it. Everything
we
looks
don't
backwards.
do that. She was so jealous.
We need a mirror.
Yeah.
Mad because her uncle.
Yeah, Goose, I got 200 bigs in pre last night. Kings against Ace King, and like Buddha said, it was right in the window.
Sharon, that's it. Aunt Sharon, we don't do that.
I'm glad I wasn't dealing that one. I hate dealing coolers to fellow dealers, man. I hate it.
You know how adults will tell a child that we don't do that. You know, 15 if they're doing something bad.
That was a rough down for that specific dealer because he did not treat any of the fellow coworkers or personal friends to him
Yeah.
nice during that down. at all.
We got to go uptown
He should have been
to
fired.
this place.
Probably.
That's 50 to 15.
65?
I feel like you got to name him at this point.
Well,
Call.
who else has a good friend playing at the table?
Oh, okay. Okay.
A really good friend.
Like maybe they live under the same roof. Good friend. Okay.
Something like that.
Got a call.
I like the anonymity we have going on here.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll just call him out if he ever comes in here.
Yeah.
Call.
All right, so we're going 4 ways. King 10, Ace 10, King Deuce, and 5-5. I got the 5s.
Yep.
Oh.
It did feel like it was time for a set.
Check.
Unfortunately for
yeah, just
that
nothing
said
else.
specific set, well, we can see that he does not take a betting strategy, usually.
So 150.
150.
Oh, Buddha's going to do it for him, though. 150 into 234.
Oh.
And this time the no betting strategy is going to pay off for him.
Something's not right here. There's no way Buddha has 35% equity.
I think we're still pre-flop. I don't think the graphics have updated
Okay.
at all.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Call.
So it looks like we're heads up. Buddha and Hunter. Buddha bet
166.
150. Hunter called.
And Buddha just sat next to this man who showed him the kings that he played as tight as possible. I don't think Buddha's going to put another dollar into this pot.
I don't know. He did on the flop. Well, now Hunter's going to lead.
I don't think Buddha's going to have the option to put another
Yeah,
dollar in the
yeah.
spot.
Hunter's stack is not correct.
What did you show?
Set of 5.
That 9 saved me money.
Couple of votes for the bigger cards. Chat star Kiwi Colleen says, "Don't name the person. We don't want you two losing your jobs."
I think if you check, you still bet that.
Me? If he checks, I put it. Yeah.
Which,
She's such a treasure, man.
You never know. If he checks back, you're fucking hard.
The stream would be lost without her.
For real.
just like, that happened to me a couple times last week too. I was just like, I'd rather.
Go blue under the gun with King Jack off.
Probably figured he was getting a call anyway. It wasn't much.
Good enough for a call.
No, I don't.
That's kind of why I made the comment right there. Yeah, we both right here.
Call. Call.
If you go in on all, if you go all in on the flop, I call you. After that 9 comes, I got a good shot. Anybody answering the betting?
We're good.
Call. Oh.
I'm pretty sure
5.
5 bucks.
Buddha was just blowing smoke.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. There's just no ways. Ace 10 high.
Call. Call.
7 ways to this one.
7 players. Looks like King Jack is the best right now.
At least till 6-3 shows up.
Mr. H, 2 pair.
Check. Check. Check.
No queen out there. Gonna be hard for him to.
Flop 2 pair in the small blind, and it's 7 ways, and you're like, all right, I can check this. Someone will put in the bet for me. I can put in the raise, and everything's going to work out.
Beast Stew has a gut shot. Everyone else drawing dead, it looks like. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go Blue also has a gut shot. Ike had pocket 4s, but had 0% equity, so all the 4s must be gone. I know 4 would have give Beast to a straight. That's why.
Fold. Fold.
That'll do it.
Yeah, man. He flops 2 pairs 7 ways and can't get a $20 bet called. That's pretty brutal.
Wow, that ain't cost you money, Mr. H.
66 watching, only 27 likes. Those are rookie numbers. We got to pump
Rookie
those
numbers for
up.
sure. There's
And
the,
you know what? We'll take part of the blame for it because we came on late.
Yeah.
But now we got to get back in the game. We got to get those numbers back to where they should be.
Real quick, I want to draw attention to the payouts for our Saturday 10K. 38.55 up top, folks. 24.50. Remember, that's a $130 buy-in. Almost $3,500 for the winner. We run this every single Saturday. $130 buy-in, $100 rebuys at the table. $3,500 for first. And guys, this has been one of our slower weeks. It's normally more than that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like the prize pool's more like 14 or 15.
Usually, yeah. This a little slower than normal for
Well,
sure.
we're getting close to the end of the warm weather, and it was a nice day out today, you know, and
Yeah.
in like 3 weeks it's going to be like 50.
Yeah, my wife put up the Halloween decorations today. They it looks nice. Looks nice. I feel like today's gonna be the last day to do it. Don't say 50 though. That's too big of a difference.
I
know what I mean?
know.
Like, let's have a couple weeks at 60, 65. Then we can hit the 50s and 40s. Need Liberties to score a touchdown. Still 0-0 in that game.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Oh, sorry.
No, maybe that'll root them onto it.
Do you think they do that cheer at their games, or is it like a copyright issue?
No,
or-
they have to, right?
I would hope that the band would like put on some sort of performance like
Yeah.
that. They really would be missing the mark if they didn't.
Toledo up by 7.5. Florida State up by 4. Not quite at half. I just need Liberty to score.
Has Florida State won a game yet?
They're about to beat California.
But are they like 0-2 or 0-3?
I think so. I think that's why Terry was giving me a hard time about this pick. I posted a parlay for everyone because I want everyone else to make money because I'm a nice guy like that. And Terry gave me crap about the Florida State pick. It's the last time I give him a winning bet.
I
you know?
saw a post, and I don't know if it was true or not because it was like, you know, again, just one of those things people post, and it's like, was this really fact-checked or whatever? But it said something about, so far in 2024, FanDuel and DraftKings Sportsbooks have made like $9 billion.
I believe it.
And it said like 82% of their profit comes from parlays.
Oh yeah, I would say that's probably true.
And
They're
only
just
like
so bad.
5% from just straight wagers.
Yeah. Well, that's about right because their profit margin on those straight wagers is usually, the juice is usually 10 to 15% at the most.
Right.
So, on the parlays, it's just massive.
And back to this hand real quick. Dom's got everything. And Guppy's trying to put in a bluff. Bad timing.
Yeah, looking for a 5 and a 5 only.
No check.
Not flush.
Go down. Flush.
Wow, checks through on the river.
And with basically the nut low there, Guppy only had a way to bet to win, but at that point he knew the...
Yeah, it's good. Give up. Beast do 80% VPIP in this couple orbits. Dom at 50%, 57. Bad beat 53. Go blue all the way down at 19. It's probably right. Go blue down at 19. Mr. H 23%. Buddha 34. Everyone else, in that 45, 53 range.
She said, Anastasia says, you barely ever hear someone say, oh, I hit a great parlay last night. It's always, I missed a huge parlay by one leg.
Yeah, that's definitely... I I know that going in though. You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
a lot of players,
Oh
I feel
no,
like don't,
I mean like
you know.
listen, I'm the same way. I saw what you had there. Anytime I got a free bet, I'm like, you know what? Let's run with it.
Well, I did my free bet, but also, so I did the bet twice. I felt good about it, so I put 22 of my own money plus the $10 free bet. Looks good, man. What leg is losing? Telling me. The only one I gotta worry about is that Liberty.
Liberty Bibberty.
They're offering me a profit to cash it out right now.
What, $1?
20.
I got $1 for you.
No, they're offering me $20 profit. Well, 19 profit.
Well, we got some silliness going on here. Bad Beat Keith was first. He bet $5. Evil called $5. Dom raised to $10. Beast Stew called $10. Guppy called $10. Bad Beat Keith re-raised to $20.
Now Dom 4 bets to 60.
That's up.
6 of spades changes nothing.
Blankety blank.
Bet 60. Call 60.
Snap.
9 ace king.
There it is.
Oh, flat hundred's good. 100. Give me another 2.
Thought he said 500's
So
good, but
did
I think
I.
he said flat 100's good. Unfortunately, it was the King of Diamonds, which might be a little bit scary to Dom. Or
Yeah, I mean,
looking at your deuce kicker, you could have just
yeah.
been beat all along.
yeah. But Keith's line there did look exactly like a flush or a straight draw, which it was. He just happened to hit the overcard instead.
JPC says Bad Beat has a tell. Will you keep it to yourself?
Battle 10.
I can't be mad at you if you do. Sounds like a poker player to me.
Oh,
He says easy tell, but I'm not saying what.
5 with a call.
Uh-oh, something must have happened. My cash out just went up dramatically.
Oh,
It went up dramatically?
Yeah.
That's what we like to hear. Must be Liberty Bibberty.
let's make it 80. Raise to 80.
No,
And
still 0-0.
we had a $10 straddle. Dom raising it up with 8-7 offsuit. He is definitely here to play.
Yep, Mr. D's makes the call, and Bad Beat Keith rank with 9s bumps it up to 80.
Call to 80.
Dom does not.
Call to 80.
Let it go. So we're going 3 ways here. 254 in the middle with some speculative hands. 9's still good.
Check. All of it.
Wow.
Mr. Stew.
Wow.
Raise 34.
Well, let's think about this here. 334 and 250. So it's a little over the pot. I'm gonna see it later anyway. I think you could probably rule out ace queen.
Got a winner.
Yeah,
I
looks,
think
looks
it
like a
looks
lot
like-
like a flush draw.
You know, that's what I was just gonna say. I don't know, but I mean, the thing for Keith is like, even if it is, there's gonna be at least one and maybe even 2 overs to go along with it. So, yeah, it just doesn't seem like. I don't know. If you got Queen Jack there, are you just gonna open rip it in? I don't think so.
No. But I guess if you have King 10 offsuit, you do. So what do we know?
Goose says donk shove.
Don't let the name of those bets confuse you. Sometimes they call it. So a donk bet is when
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean he's a donkey.
Yeah, I always like to point that out when people use that term. leading is often maybe often isn't the correct word. Leading into the aggressor is sometimes the correct play. That's just just what it's been called over the years as a donk bet. Go blue finds a hand he can't fold.
Good lord.
What is this game?
Base of 45. Fold.
Bad beat Keith does it for him.
Looks like it's about to end up being the ultimate squeeze opportunity for him. I mean, I know
yeah.
he's got the best hand, but he's going to get like 5 $45 callers in front of him.
Yeah, I sure hope he doesn't just flat call this.
My goodness, if he does, I might just go over there and just have a chat with him. As a self-respecting Michigan fan.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to take away the max value hoodie if he just calls here. I think Dom would kind of insist on it.
Yeah.
All right.
All in.
Problem with this play is it looks like exactly what it is. He's only got 380, I guess. I was gonna say, make it 150, something like that, but he's got 380. I mean, yeah, you can never call. You can't just make it 100. I guess this is the play. I think your limp kind of just forced you into doing this, right? Is there a different size you like better?
No.
Yeah, his stack size just kind of commits him to this.
380 total. I mean, it's 40. I don't know. I mean,
Good squeeze.
if anything, I think the all-in is the only play to try to get your call. Like if you.
Yeah, you make it.
What's he gonna make it?
there.
170
Yeah.
or one? Like it's like, I don't know.
He checks the classic. Have to raise with it. Can't call it.
Call
with
it.
it.
Yep. Yeah, I'll raise you. If you fuck me in, I can't do anything with it.
I was just saying mine.
So confused by this parlay, dude.
It's so I don't know if you saw.
I'm
So
gonna see it on the stream.
Peach said, Nick, the Liberty game is delayed in the first quarter. Looks like big storms in Virginia.
So something happened with my payout. Like my cash out jumped to $60.
So it could be that since
Find out.
like your payout was kind of like calculating that game being in there, but now if the payout is trying to calculate it based on like that game might be not even happening, because Peach said it's just going to revert back to
A push.
a
Yeah.
3-team or a 2-team
Right.
parlay or whatever you got. It's a 4-legger, right?
Yeah.
So it would just switch to a 3-legger instead, basically.
Yep, stacking chips. Stay profitable.
So maybe that's what the computer's thinking right now, is that there's a good chance that game's not even going to happen.
Well, that would be good for me because everything else looks like it's a lock right now.
Artificial intelligence at its finest.
But yeah, it was weird. My cash out jumped to $60 and now it's back down to $45, and nothing changed.
30.
So I was confused, but that makes sense.
So it was $15 pre-flop here. It was 5 ways. Buddha decides to bet it with his middle pair. And bad beat Keith, who has top, makes it 80. I think maybe Buddha was just trying to figure out where he was at. I don't think he's going to continue any farther. Shows the ace 10.
Ride them while I got them, because they're gonna go cold soon.
John, anybody tell you go blue today?
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go.
Dom is.
Francis is like, why would anybody tell me to go blue?
Catch it,
Only call I got money on it.
It's a 20.
Ike with a hand again. Finally, he's gonna raise 3-bet this up to $20 with ace queen of clubs.
Go Ravens.
Yeah. Have they ever been 0-3?
Or purple for a reason.
I don't know if they've ever been 0-3.
I don't think they have. Maybe the
I mean,
first
I'd bet that they have. I don't know for a fact.
I'm sure the first couple of years.
First couple of years, I were pretty solid.
No.
That's why they call him Animated Adam.
Good team. Oh, they won a Super Bowl like 3 years.
I was like bad beat Keith last night. I woke up feeling like bad beat Adam today.
What a flop for Ike, man. He is just continuing to run good here. Flops the nut flush draw.
That sounds great.
Not a bad flop for Mr. D's either.
Or even B Stew. If you're sitting
Yeah.
there with pocket fours, you're kind of liking that flop.
Well, that's what I'm calling Mr. D's is B Stew.
I know. I messed up on that one. That
That's
was
all
my
right.
bad.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure we were clear that
And bad beat Keith is feeling frisky.
he's got the deuce. He's got backdoor hearts. Look at that.
Ooh.
Look at that. Little set ski for Mr. Nuts.
And nobody with the straight, so everybody's scared.
Mr. Stu gets the check mark.
It's going to check around again, I guess. Oh, no. Keith says the only way that I can win is to put in a value bet bluff.
$90 with his bottom pair here. Or no, I'm sorry, $65.
65 into 240. But this was not the time for the value bet bluff. You needed the full scale bluff.
Yep,
Full
would have took a
scale
lot
bluff
there.
might not have worked either.
No, probably not, but would have had a better chance anyway.
I think the Eagles are good. As long as they don't have another like mental breakdown as last year.
Big blind, please.
Saints gonna win the Super Bowl?
I don't.
No.
I think they're just overperforming right now.
Oh yeah. I think
Derek Carr.
I think
They're, but his, everybody around
just
him
in
is
mid-season. I think they're just in mid-season form a little early.
Tell you, the Jets look really good when they play.
Oh,
10.
if he can just.
They do look good.
Yeah.
8-7 of clubs here for Go Blue, and we see him raise it up to 10.
Problem
And,
is they
all right,
have-
everybody's got hands.
AFC's a gauntlet.
Right behind him,
Yeah,
bad
look at
beat
this.
Keith, Jack 10 of clubs.
55.
Makes the call. Ike makes the call with 55. And then Evil puts in the 3-bet here to 55
Yeah,
with
Hunter-
ace queen.
Hunter ruins the streak with his 10-3 off. Ooh, look at this. Jacks for Dominic. First real hand of the night.
I was going to say, this is the first real hand that he played so many hands, and this is the first real one.
Yeah, we could see 3 ways here. Ike has the chips to make this call.
How much did you bet?
230 is the bet.
I'd have bet 10.
$198 profit. Oh yeah, I'd have bet.
And Go Blue's probably sitting there like, hey, I open raise, guys.
Finally played a hand.
19% VPIP.
I'm gonna guess the Browns.
Yeah, I think
$2 if they don't win the AFC.
Ike doesn't want to gamble. mean,
I
good
don't
for-
think
good
I'm
for him.
gambling there with the 3-better right behind me still to go, you know?
You haven't lost a hand all night. It's only, what was it, 175?
But I'm saying, what if you call there and then Evil
Yeah, for
shoves?
sure, for sure.
I got the
I
Steelers.
just, I like to play my
Against
heaters.
the Browns?
Like making those
Take
type
it
of
all
calls
day.
are the, you know, the nights where you cash out 10x you're buying. Those are how those nights start.
Yeah.
You know?
Queen on the flop here for Evil. And it just has not, and that's drawing dead
That's the
now,
check mark,
unfortunately. It's not been Dom's night. As hard as he's tried for it to be.
Evil even gets the ace on the, on
Yeah,
the end for
just
good
for
measure.
good measure, you know, why not?
Yeah, 251. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Florida State no longer covering the spread.
You don't get that. Fold. Fold.
Bad beat Keith. King, queen, F spades. Middle position. It's going to raise this every time. Looks like 30 to go.
Fold. Fold. Fold, fold. Fold.
And this might be the first time tonight that we've seen somebody raise pre-flop and it just goes
Yeah,
through like that.
I believe it is.
I was just kind of thinking about we've got a really nice distribution of like, you know, upper middle to high class solid hands. You know, a lot of big suited cards, a lot of middling suited connectors, little pairs out there. Lots of hands to give some excitement. Pretty good if the first pouring one comes about 2 hours in.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we got to revert back to the mean, and there has to be some junk hands out there.
5.
Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock already. It's a good run.
Got a call. Fold. 8, fold.
Bad beat Keith. Pouring one out for Doyle here. Making the call with 10 deuce.
Call.
Hunter with bigger diamonds behind him. Ace 9 makes it 15.
Buddha with a pair makes the call. MRH gonna play this type of hand most
Call.
times.
15.
Guppy behind him with Queen Jack.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna see this flop 5 ways.
Unless Bad Beat Keith is feeling froggy.
Call. We are 5-handed.
Ace 3 4.
Check.
Not a
check,
terrible flop for Buddha or Hunter.
check.
60.
60.
He doesn't really like betting.
No. Made that clear. It's Buddha that bets with his gut shot and pair.
Fold. Got a call. We have heads up. To a turn.
King of diamonds. Does give Hunter the nut flush draw now too. See if that's enough for him to bet. Nope.
There's no draws out there. Gotta be scared to death. I can't bet.
There's no draws out there except for the gut shot that Buddha has in his hand.
And there's a flush draw.
Oh yeah, and the
There's
diamonds that Hunter has in his hand.
Gut shot to Broadway.
But besides that, there weren't any draws out there.
60.
Snap fold.
Fold.
Yeah, I don't blame Hunter for betting there. After Buddha kind of announces he can't bet. So, but I don't know if any bet was getting called either. So.
Well, he got max value there because
Yeah.
if he leads the flop, then Buddha probably just folds the
Yep.
deuces. So max value, and it looks like we are on a break there, and that can't be Eli with all those
I was
chips,
just gonna
right?
say it looks like
That
Eli
must
just
be
has
some
all the
sort
chips.
of a miss. Maybe he's just racking them all up for another tournament or
Yeah,
something.
being a nice guy.
Yeah.
No way they all belong to him.
Good pre-flop.
I mean, from the looks of that, it looked like he had enough chips to be at a table all by himself.
Yeah.
Had a gut shot on the flop. Figured nobody has an ace, it might be good there. Fold. Thought you had one.
Like with just the flat call here with a pair of eights, must mean we got a $10 straddle in play. And Dom, unfortunately, with 8-6. So,
Makes a lot of sense.
all right, let's see what happens here.
Oh my goodness, he raised. 40 to go.
Dom definitely can't fold now.
Call.
Three ways to the flop. $130 in there.
Wow, one of the very few flops where Dom is not just practically drawing dead.
Right?
That's 100.
Actually at
Super-
26%
yeah.
compared to Ike at 1%.
It's super weird that Dom is 25% more likely to win this hand than Ike. And Ike's only has a pair. That's poker's so weird, dude.
Fold.
That man is trying and trying. He's trying his hardest to hit something, and he just cannot make it happen tonight.
Yeah.
You went here for it.
You want to hear that's what I think, so.
What's that you were not?
Transsexual, interracial gay porn.
That didn't sound like Daniel to me, but.
But is it?
Kiwi said all the 8s are out. That makes sense. I didn't see the other one get folded, but that does make a lot of sense. Why he was only at 1%.
It's hard for me.
Daniel's just ignoring
It's hard for me to
him.
believe, that's all I'm saying.
He's in his work mode. He doesn't want to get in trouble today.
Yeah. Yeah, Vernon, I mean, most of the time when you play all the hands, you do eventually hit something, but it's been pretty tough sledding here for Dom. He's putting in the effort. We got to give him props for that.
He says the food on the bar.
Fold. Fold. Ball's 55. Fold.
That phone call was long that he had earlier. This was afterwards.
First time we've seen Dom give up on one. He would have flopped top pair. Poor guy. Buddha was the initial raiser pre-flop. MRH put in the 3-bet. And Buddha with the 5-3 made the call. And he flopped an open-ender. Definitely, if you're... Oh, he put in a raise here. I like it. If you're playing 5-3 suited, this is absolutely a flop you want to see. And with this raise here, you're going to get better hands to fold, potentially. Like ace-king, ace-queen, ace-jack, king-queen suited. Whoa, nice. MRH smells something is up.
Call.
Well then, Buddha with the snap call. Well, queen on the turn. This hand was going to be super tricky. I feel like if MRH didn't hit that queen, I would have been very interested to see how it kind of played out, but that was a beautiful card for MRH, and he's now put a bet out there that's, well, he gave Buddha the right price. We see Buddha still at 25%. Doesn't get there. 900 in this pot. Buddha could try to represent 7-8, but it's not going to work. I really loved the raise on the flop, but MRH has been playing tight all night and decided, hey, I'm going to represent. I'm going to represent a big pair here. And MRH is trying to figure out what kind of hands could Buddha have that I'd get called with. Is there any hands that he's checking here, trapping? I think he bet 125 there on the river. Buddha with a snap fold. And he shows just an ace. Doesn't show the queen. We talked at the beginning of the show about the lead up in our fall series about the heads up tournament and our opening events. It all leads up to our $250,000 main event fall series. It happens October 24th through the 27th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got 6 starting flights to choose from on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And the top 10% from each of those flights are going to advance to day 2, coming back on Sunday. There's a $1,500 multi-bag bonus. And we've got satellites running every Thursday leading up to that main event.
Damn, down there. Or flopped open-ended in this month. Draw.
I was more worried about like something like 10-9.
For sixes made sense.
I'm pretty sure it's full by four.
Hunter raising to 35 with pocket 4s. I'm assuming there was a $10 straddle. It looks like there was indeed. Guppy with 6s makes the call. And even with a 9-5 suited in the straddle, only 25 more starts to make the call as well. 8s, 5, 3 rainbow. Well, everybody's got a pair. Now we got 4s, 5s, and 6s out there. Hunter has a gut shot as well to go along with his bottom, well, not bottom pair on the board, but bottom pair at this table. With how solid Hunter has played all night, I got to assume that most players at this table recognize that. He's the pre-flop raiser. I think, you know, you're going to put him on probably an ace there or a bigger pair than your 5s. I cannot blame Evil for folding that there, even though it was the best hand. And now we're going to call under the gun with 6-4 suited. Okay. Sometimes you got to see if you're on a heater. Limp under the gun. And right behind Buddha decides to raise a 15 with King 10 off. Dom making the call with 10-7 suited. Keith making the call with 8 deuce suited. There's another 8 deuce suited. 1 8 deuce suited is enough in this pot. Jack 9. Swing and a miss. Couple of gut shots out there.
That's 55.
Bad beat Keith with his 8 high.
Fold.
Is going to win this pot.
Call.
Or not.
Start playing that Saturday tournament. That's a pretty good tournament.
Oh, that's a good
So Dom decides to make the call with a gut shot on a paired board and just 10 high. And Bad Beat Keith knows the only way that he can win is to bet. And yeah, I don't know, Dom.
So it's just about.
makes the call there. But the thing is, what do you do when your opponent bets again and you miss? You got to give up. That's why I was surprised to see him make that first call on the flop.
And then you can wait for an $80,000
$10 straddle out there.
and then there's a what, an add-on for $40 for another.
Is there an add-on? I can't remember. Sometimes there is.
For Saturday or Sunday?
There was last, I thought
Yeah,
there was an
it's
add-on
on.
for another $50K.
I
Or $20
thought
or
it's
something.
40 for 40?
40 for 40.
I think it's
40 for 40, 40 for 50.
annually don't matter.
We're not in that tournament.
40 for,
No, it is.
40 for 50.
40 for 50.
Daniel thinks it's 40 for 50. Tomorrow's is pretty good, the Sunday fun day.
Yep.
They've been getting
I
like,
didn't realize that was like a deep thing.
Yeah, they changed it.
They've been
It used,
getting
it
like
used to
3 or
be
4
one
tickets.
rebuy thing, but they changed
Yeah,
it to a deep stack.
it's like a deep stack with $100.
Folds around to Ike on the button with ace-10 off.
getting like 3, 4 tickets.
And he raises it up to 35. Evil with ace-6 suited in the small blind. Looks like he's grabbing chips. He puts out the call. And Hunter, who's been loosening it up the last couple hands, continues with that trend. Calls with Jack-3 of diamonds, which I guess gives Buddha the right price to call with Jack-7 offsuit. Four ways to the flop. Guess it gave Buddha the right price to call with Jack-7 offsuit. Look at this flop. Call up your peoples. Your boys, your homies.
Even if you don't like them, call them up. Let them know. Action going on.
Be
here.
like, hey, this is for. I know we haven't talked in a while. I know we're not really friends anymore, but you got to see this.
35. Raise it 7.
And Ike with top. He was our pre-flop raiser. He's gonna raise Buddha's 35 to 75. And Hunter, who just in like the last 3 hands since you left, has decided to loosen his game up. He called a $35 raise with Jack-3 of diamonds out of the big blind
Can't fold now that you flop a flush draw, that's for sure.
with an open ender.
Oh, yeah. 250 from Buddha. His hand is likely good, but very vulnerable. This is a very good raise from Buddha. You have to put in this extra bet here.
And top on that wet of a board does not feel great anymore.
Yeah, it shrinks up big time. Now Hunter has to be thinking, am I up against a better flush draw? You can't have ace-jack of diamonds. You can have ace-queen of diamonds. But I don't know. I mean, Hunter can't fold. That's the only wrong play here. You can call. You could.
Yeah,
try
Buddha
and get
was in
more
the
money in.
$10 straddle, so I feel like, I mean, that kind of opens the range up a lot.
Definitely. I think calling is fine here. I would have been fine with the raise as well once Ike gets out of there. 4 hearts. Ike would now be drawing dead. Hunter first to act here. Open-ended. Jack-high flush draw. And Buddha. Snap calls.
And I think once Hunter called the flop, at that point, there was so much money
Yeah,
in there.
he's
Buddha only had
com-
270
yeah.
left. And actually, if you look at the math and the numbers, he was getting the right price. There was going to be 1,000 in there. It was going to be 270 into 1,000. And he had 25% odds, so
Yeah, he just doesn't get there. I mean, long term, it's going to be a profitable play. It just wasn't this time.
you play Jack-3 of diamonds. That's what
Yeah,
you're hoping
yeah.
for.
I was just hoping that. I was gonna
7.
put you on the string immediately. I was like, oh, this is a great place to
Yeah,
put
I'm
it.
thinking.
There's our
thinking someone's
VPips.
gonna
Go
come
blue.
and
Hey.
Cracking the 20.
Yeah, look at that. MRH not far ahead of him at 23. Everybody else at the respectable 32 to 50%. Then we have Dom at 58. Bad Beat Keith at 61.
Slightly amazed that Dom is not leading VPIP.
I mean, that's pretty close. I think one hand at this point, maybe two hands would give him the lead this time.
Can't win if you don't make risks.
I just got lucky on that flop, big time. Shouldn't have been in the hand to begin with. No, I shouldn't have. Why did you call that rain? Yeah, another could come 8-9.
Dom was just 75 bucks behind, huh?
Yeah, it's been a rough night for him. Nothing really else I can see.
Yeah. He hasn't done himself any favors, though, to be honest.
Yeah, that's also facts. Well, if there was going to be a time, 69 is fine.
That's what I'm saying. You got 75 bucks. Come on, let's gamble.
It's more, I just want to check the scores of some of the stuff.
He wants to go check the scores, he said.
Twice is fine. I don't care.
2 times.
You got 75 bucks. Why are you running it twice? Come on, folks. That's not my money. Who am I to say? We're going to see 2 full boards here, guys. You can see from the stats there, if we ran the board 100 times, Bad Beat should win 66 of them. Dom should win 34 of them. 7 and 3 ace.
Club draw.
Yeah. Dom not likely to get in this good a situation again. Misses. Bad Beat Keith takes it down with Jack high.
Yeah, he could have hit a club or a 9 or a 6 there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to get in a better situation, but he does.
No, he doesn't. He lost his 9.
Yeah, I thought that was
He's looking for a 6 and a 6 only.
no good. Pair of jacks and 8s with a queen kicker. Gonna take the second board.
And I think... Oh, maybe he said he's coming back? I don't know. Couldn't hear what Dan said there.
Is there a seat open, Gio?
I'll give him the $8.
He's coming back.
He was talking about being tired, and then he put the money to you, and then he's like, "I'll be back," and I was like, "That didn't make any sense."
He's staggering. We'll see what he does.
It'll come out of my own pocket if he wants it back up. Yeah, big one.
MRH with the aces under the gun. You never want to complain about having aces, but it sure does suck to have them under the gun, man.
Especially when like 50% of the game is an under the gun straddle and then you didn't.
You didn't. Yeah, exactly.
Even with Jack 9 of clubs, he's going to want to see a flop here in late position. And like we said, Hunter opening up his range now. It's like we got to this last little bit. We're not quite at that power hour yet, but certainly seems like he kind of realizes it's go time here.
3 ways to the flop. Aces, Jack 9, Ace 4. I got the Jack 9.
Cheater.
20 to go.
Call. Call.
Looking for an 8, Jack 9 to stay alive here. 6 would keep him alive too.
A club would be exciting.
Club would. 3 of hearts.
Check.
Well, guess
What a check
MRH
from
is now
MRH, yeah.
trying to make it look like he was raising with big cards, Broadway cards, whatever. And he has missed this completely. It's worked. Here comes a raise.
We've had tournament
Players pop
And
in.
he says, gotcha.
There's the 110.
Did he spring the trap a little too early? $70 with just a gut shot.
That kid was in pretty deep, wasn't he, Buddha?
You get added on a couple times.
He didn't throw their grand.
He's coming back.
Yeah, I think he's in for about 7 or 8.
I think he's in for more than that. He was in for 500 to start.
He originally
He
got
came
Sorry,
in
I'm thinking-
5-3.
I'm thinking-
I'm pretty sure he's well
I'm
over a
thinking
grand.
300.
Big blind, right?
So he bumped it up to 300, then 500, and then another 2.
Oh,
MRH gonna take this one down. $239 headed his way. Almost 100 of it is profit.
Shows the Rockets. And he's back. He is back.
He must have heard Buddha say he wasn't coming back. He had to prove Buddha wrong. Can't be having Buddha be right all the time.
Hey, Brian, I should be honest with you.
That's why I was sitting there like, man, I'm big salary.
Looks like Dom can't see his chip stack. We'll let you know what he buys back in for.
Yes.
MRH 10-7 offsuit. Can't play back-to-back hands. He would like to, but he can't.
Hold.
Oh, we must have a button straddle here. Okay.
Hold. Call.
Guppy with a mystery hand.
Hold.
Bad beat Keith. 5-4 off.
Something maybe pay over the 10
For anybody watching, this should just be a fold, but Keith is going to play it.
Call.
Ike just lumps in with his King 10.
Hold. Hold.
Buddha on the button with an ace. Should be raising this up.
Raise
He
it.
does. 35 is the price now.
Hold. 35. 35.
Guppy makes a call. Still has a mystery hand.
So you guys doing 5 grand or is it 3? 5.
Bad beat gets out of the way. Ike makes a call, so we're going 3 ways to the flop. King 10, Ace 9, and Guppy's mystery hand. Let's try to figure out what Guppy has here. He originally just called. He's under the gun +1. He called $5. After Buddha raises it up to 35 from the button, he makes the call. So we got a call, and then a call for 5, then a call for 35. Standard check. Ike flops an open ender on a 3 flush board though. Buddha can't continue, gets out of the way. So what does Guppy have here? After he folds, there's too many hands he could have. Ike takes this down with his open ender. So we can only really surmise there that Guppy did not have a club. We'll make sure to let Gio know, to let him know, to get his cards in the box. That is his second mystery hand of the night, I believe. MRH with a pair here in the big blind after a button straddle to 10.
Raise the 30.
He's going to make it 30 to go. Guppy with King 10 makes the call. Go blue folds Jack 3.
Hold.
Bad beat folds an ace. King deuce of hearts for Ike.
Hold.
Evil Queen 9. No go.
Hold.
Hunter takes a break and folds Queen Jack. Buddha with 7-8 of clubs. He's going to see this flop most of the time. Dom folds his straddle. So we got 3 ways. 4-4, King 10, 8-7 of clubs. King 6-3, 2 diamonds. No one holds a diamond. Top pair for Guppy. MRH is gonna continuation bet on most king high boards. Nearly all king high boards actually. Guppy does not have a diamond. Calls with his top pair. Buddha with just backdoor draws now has to get out of the way. So we got 4-4 versus King 10. MRH was the pre-flop aggressor. Now turns an open-ender. Very interesting card here. He checks now though. Guppy with top pair, all in for 149. 360 in the middle. MRH knows he's behind. Knows he's likely good with a 2, 7, or 4. He's getting not quite the right price, but he has been known to gamble a time or two.
Rose said she didn't recognize my voice. I can't believe it.
Rose, where you been at, girlfriend? Haven't seen her in a long
At
time.
other places.
No, she wouldn't do that, would she?
Yeah. I'm friends with her on Facebook.
MRH makes this call. 2, 4, 7.
I see her posting her winners photos from other like little charity rooms or whatever.
I wonder what we did.
I think they're just closer to her house. I'm pretty sure they live pretty far away and they come for the big events.
They definitely do have a drive, I know that. She knows I'm teasing. I hope she knows I'm teasing. So what did I say here? 2, 4, 7. One time it looks like. Queen of clubs, no help. Guppy gets the full double. I don't blame MRH for making that call there. 150 bucks.
Yeah.
Open-ended. +2. +2 outs, I mean. When I say that, I mean he's open-ended +2 extra outs from his set outs.
I'm card dead with him most of the time.
What time is it? Good. Have you tried to play?
I'll take some. No, there's nothing to complain about. He's a good dealer. Most of the time I'm card dead with him.
You were pointed out.
But when he does get me.
Hello, Paige. Love you too, Rose. Thanks for tuning in.
Either a monster or I'm card dead.
I forgot to record Vic on Thursday with his Power Hour thing.
It's not like monsters just
I need a soundboard.
The player they want to win is the one they.
But it's the Power Hour.
Oh, you're going to get some hate mail for that one, buddy.
Wish they didn't win.
Why?
Cuz.
I got to do it better than that?
Oh, yeah. You should have heard the hate mail I got for my first Power Hour.
Dealers don't like you.
I still get crap about
That's
it.
why I always win. Dealers don't like
All right, next time I just won't say anything then.
That's the road I've taken. They've ruined the Power Hour for me completely.
July was poor month for me, but I made it all back up.
5
on
ago.
it.
15. Call.
Must have been when they all fell in love with
Bad beat Keith starting off the Power Hour with a raise to 15 with 7-6 off. Ike's got ace-10, makes the call right behind.
Small one.
And MRH is picking up some hands now.
Queens for MRH.
Bad beat Keith was just kidding.
Yeah, he's done this a lot tonight, actually, where he open folds, which is fine. I mean, you should have some open folds in your range, but he's picking some strange hands to do it with.
Especially in such early position.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a $10 under the gun strap.
Ike with King Jack. Just calls the $10 straddle. I think it's a straddle anyway.
No problem, it's a call. You go, I got a 10 strat call.
Yep.
Actions on 8. Thank you. Call 10.
Couple King Jacks in there. Hunter with 9-7. Buddha with a suited king. I really like to play these hands for in late position, but
What about 5-3 off?
no, I don't like to play those.
What about 7-6 suited?
Oh yeah, I'm in there on the button for sure for $10. Might have opened. Actually, I
All
think I
those
would've
limpers? Let's
yeah,
pump
I
it
think I
up.
think I would have raised there. Yeah. Back to the straddler. 10-3 offsuit. 54 in the middle, folks. I got the 7-6 of spades on the button. God, I'm good.
Beautiful.
Check, check.
Dom's the only one
Yeah,
that hit a
he-
pair.
Yeah, he actually makes the best made hand. MRH though,
30.
$30 with his open-ended straight draw and 36% of the equity.
Fold. Fold. Puts the call on and go ahead. Check. Check it.
And Dom decides to make the call. With just middle pair, no kicker.
Check back.
Bottom kicker.
Check, check on the turn. MRH gonna have to put in a juicy bet here. Don't know if that's enough to get off, to get Dom off a pair as much as he's stuck.
It shouldn't be, since every flush draw and straight draw missed.
Number 5.
Every flush draw and straight draw that was there on the flop missed. So
Yeah, Dom makes a good call there. Starting to the comeback tour.
better late than never.
There it is, folks. October 19th and 20th, 2024 Midwest Heads Up Championship. It's limited to the first 64 players. Just a reminder, guys, if you are out of town, that is an important distinction there. If you are out of town, you are able to call the club and register via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. We are reserving that for out-of-towners only. If you're in town, you must come to the club to register. $360 buy-in, $10,000 to first, $5,000 to second. We're paying all the way down to 8th place, $550. Top 4 players will return Sunday to finish the tournament. 15-minute levels on day 2. Championship match, best 2 out of 3. Come prove you're the best in the Midwest.
Make it 20.
It's the second time I've made that rhyme without meaning to. I didn't like the way it sounded last time, but I went with it again on accident.
I like it, honestly. Say it with your chest.
It's just kind of corny, isn't it?
Best in the Midwest.
I imagine Jim's going to have a nice trophy for that.
If
for
they
that
think they're
occasion,
corny,
too.
F all the rest.
Yeah. Come on, Florida State. They're winning by 1, but I need 2.5.
Here's the action, boys. Check, check, Geo.
4 to a straight out there. Probably not going to be too much action going on in this hand.
Yeah. Mr. Dees has the best hand with the 6 and is going to take it down.
And he went into massage mode for a while, which is not a knock on him, but we haven't really seen him play too many hands lately because he was enjoying.
Yeah, he started out his first couple orbits with an 80% BPIP, and now I believe he was towards the bottom on our last one. Massages will do that to you.
Got $10 under the gun strap.
He's 6 suited here for Dom. He's going to raise it up.
65. Pulls around this
65 to go.
Lots of snap folds. That's gonna do it.
That was all.
I think almost all mine are wasted.
Two people would have called, I don't know if I can call.
How are you gonna straddle?
Cool, I
So
know the price
I'm wasting my money, huh?
I guess we'll see. All mine have been just garbage.
I don't know, the two that I straddled, oh, came up good.
Ten to go, got a couple folds on the top nine. Call is 10. Call is 10. Call.
And then they start.
Call.
Oh.
About 5 folds. Button
Raise
on
to
it.
100.
Go to 100 now.
$10 button straddle by Bad Beat Keith. Good timing. We had 4 limpers in there with marginal hands. And he decides to make it a hundo on the button. And they all get out of the way.
That's a nice.
Picks up a nice easy $40.
Right after he said,
Didn't
well,
he-
you, I'm done.
Didn't he straddle
Hey,
something
those-
earlier
the
like
wheels are
that?
very nice.
Nines? What? Straddle. I straddle, I'm getting.
We got $10 under the gun.
So this is what you call card dead when he's dealing?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, like,
That was the only way to say this.
Spoiled rotten.
Hey,
You
it's
know
been
that?
10-3, 10-3, and deuce 9 until that one.
they should get cards above a 6. Same Z.
On the hand before it was 5-7.
10 to go. Yes, sir. Calls 10.
Just a flat call from Guppy with the suited nemesis, and then right behind, go blue.
I mean, usually,
It's gonna be tough for him to get action. I mean, these players are aware of the table dynamics, and Go Blue has only played absolute premium hands tonight.
Because I went straight to work. I went home, showered. went
Guppy,
to matters, how we-
Guppy's gonna call this $45 bet against almost everybody, but
3:30 in the
Dealers
morning.
walk in, going.
I think it's very likely he just puts this in the muck. I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, I don't know, with no one else calling.
Yeah,
That was a long time ago. I mean,
you only got $10 invested against.
Tuesday gig, you play
No, he's gonna prove me wrong.
three-handed.
I'm folding there, I think,
Change it to 5100.
against that specific player, and I would have lost. What about you? You on board? with the
Results
fold there?
oriented.
Yeah.
No, I'm at. Well, the thing is, I'm probably gonna open with the king jack,
Yeah,
not
that's
just
true,
call
too,
the 10,
yeah.
and then if I get raised right behind, then I'm by the tightest player at the table. By the
Yeah.
way, I'm definitely folding.
I know there was one night I was here late, my boss noticed when I came in because I was dragging the heads. I would. He's like, yeah, you were playing last night, weren't you?
And yep, not unexpected that he lets the jacks go there. 2 overcards on the flop. You don't feel good about it.
Yeah, does that way to go.
Yep. Afraid of sending. I'm in
So what?
Down to get rid of some of these whites.
I don't speak Italian. What was that?
left, right, or center.
LRC. You got any blue chip speaking in someone?
I got some back here. Okay, great. Cover an ace.
Only one mouth.
Dom with the king jack this time. We're gonna see an open from him. No? What's going on there?
Something's not right.
I see the Big blind.
He's the big blind. Is this the misdeal?
Button's in spot 9.
Okay. I think maybe the button might have moved a spot too far.
Yeah, we got a.
But we had substantial action, and
Yeah, we got word from Gio that there was a problem with the button on this hand, but since there's a bet, we do continue.
That's your tip. Whatever's in the center card on the flop, that's your tip. If
Oh,
it's a
what
deuce,
if we
you
don't
get
see the
$2.
flop? Oh, now we're gonna see the flop. What's the highest one, king?
10. Aces, kings, jacks.
Spot
queens.
6 made it 20. And then spot 1 completed. The big blind.
I think I broke Vic's pen. It's my favorite pen. I love it. I think I broke it.
just get Vic a Bic.
No, this is a nice pen. Like, it was a free pen because it's like an advertising thing, but it's nice and heavy. Don makes fun of me because when I'm back here, I like to write cursive in it just because it feels good in your hand, you know? But I think I broke it.
Oh yeah, that's worth like
Wow,
$100
good
I
flop
think,
for Dom.
at the time.
Top 2. Fortunately for him, nothing for bad beat Keith. Oh, he does hit a 6.
Well, it doesn't matter if Bad Beat Keith's betting into him.
Good call from Dom.
Yeah,
just
good
a call.
time to just smooth call here.
Ride for $1.
Definitely a good time to just smooth call here.
Yeah, but now he just has more of it. Oh, Keith's going to continue to bet into him. And just another call from Dom.
Like they actually went to the, I can't remember who it was, but the guy that bought the DeLorean plant, like they got all the records.
Check this time. I don't think Keith's going to bet it again. Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah, but I think I'm done guessing what people are going to do from now on. Cause
I mean, you had Keith has showdown value against
exactly.
Miss
Just
Diamonds.
no reason to bluff this, yeah.
Like they even got the guy that did a lot.
Miss Diamonds isn't calling you anyways.
Or even Queen 10.
Yeah.
And he took them to like the place that he found the pieces and parts that they put together to make the stuff. Like they had all kinds, like just acres of old stuff from the 60s and 70s that they would part together to make stuff. That's the only thing that makes sense. And then this is very good catfish.
Very good. So where you got the button at?
So Dom, slowly but surely,
Yeah?
adding back to his stack.
Tell Gio, channel on the
Demanding, rude.
Back in the game?
No.
Ah.
$10 button.
Such a bummer, too. I love writing with that pen.
Raise to 35. Fold. Call 35. Call 35.
So we got Dom raising this up with 6-4 diamonds. MRH makes a call with 5s. Guppy does the same with King Queen. Bad beat 10-8 of diamonds. In there. Wow, Ike just folded.
Yeah, with all that money in there, that's absolutely the kind of hand you want to put a call in there with. And I'm going to put it in there with Jack 9, too.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny to have a rusty DeLorean?
Evil maybe thinking about raising this up
Yeah, I know.
or just taking his time with the call.
What if we make a patina?
Just taking his time. Excuse me.
I mean, if you're going to put in a light 3-bet, I think
I got something I can raise.
Dom would be the player you would want to target. You know,
Definitely.
just based off what we've seen so far tonight. The most willing to open or the most willing to play any 2 cards pre-flop.
Yeah, and all the people that have called behind him, are kind of in the same category, not necessarily tight players. They could be making those flat calls with,
Hey, don't tell people
a very wide range.
Had a guy
It's a
ask me
very good opportunity to 3-bet, but he doesn't and flops the joint.
if that means I'm making a bad call.
No one has clubs. Man, unfortunately for him, no one has any piece of this. I mean, there's not much piece to be had. He's gonna double check, make sure he's got it.
Yeah, the fives are the only one that's kind of live still. Well, I guess
Backdoor
Guppy's got
clubs
some
for
backdoor
clubs,
draws.
yeah. MRH not ready to fold. Makes the call for 55. Guppy folds. Bad beat Keith gonna fold. So we've got trip jacks versus a pair of fives. MRH looking for a 5 or running clubs here. Hey.
Well,
Can it happen?
well,
Check. Free card. Just quads.
that's only quads. It's a bad card for MRH.
I was just gonna say
That is
that. Yeah,
a
I was just
horrible
gonna
card
say
for
that.
MRH.
It's hard to put your opponent on the queen since he bet the flop. And obviously it's always hard to put your opponent on quad, so he's going to lose some money here.
And then if by chance your opponent was like checking a flush on the turn, well, now you might be thinking, hey, is there any way I can get some value out of this?
Luckily for him, it's only 5s. He might not necessarily go broke on this hand. If he had 10s or something.
And Evil just rips it. I don't like the play, but
No, I mean, that's going to make it
it's
very
it's
easy
irrelevant, you know. But it's like, I mean, even if MRH has aces here,
Oh, yeah, I'm folding
I don't
aces.
think
Yeah.
you can call.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
not an all in, you know.
Yeah, definitely folding aces.
But like
there.
if you make it 150 or 200, then
He went for all of it. I can never blame a player for going for all of it with their premium hands, but we can see the cards. and
how
know-
many times do you get to make quads?
Exactly.
Relieved when he didn't snap call.
Online all the time.
I was gonna say, like, well, if you look at our $1 million tournament, we had quads in about the first level. So all it took was about 30 minutes in each tournament, in each flight. We had quads almost every single time.
Yep. And then we had that one random flight where Kings full won.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah, that was so weird.
No, I give OG John seniority courtesy. I get that. I gotta be next to the dealer to drop the tips. I don't care. I wanna be on that side of OG John anyway.
MRH with ace jack. In the big blind.
Yeah.
It was Evil that raised it up with 8-10 to 15. MRH makes it 80. I like the size. You want to go a little bigger out of position. Does Dom make this call on the button?
He's cutting them out.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to see him make some progress here, but calling 3-bets with ace deuce not gonna help you a ton.
And that's the flop you do not want to see.
Yep, he's in some trouble here. MRH gonna continue on all ace high boards. Wow, goes big, half the pot here. Is this big enough to just get rid of Dom? No.
No.
Does Dom really think he's doing this? 7 gives him some hope. mean, it's a
there
good
is some like spade combo, you know, whatever, open enders.
Yeah.
There's draws there on that
yeah.
flop, but
The 7's a strange card for Dom because it makes a chop more likely, but it makes him winning the hand impossible. That's a strange card for
yeah,
him.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like, now the deuce doesn't help him, but a king or a queen, king, queen, or 7 does. So yeah, that's a poker is so weird. I'll say it again. Poker is so weird.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
3 spades, no help. MRH gets the check mark. Wow,
Check,
goes
check.
check on the river. Nice pot headed MRH's way.
Yeah, I mean
That's why you can't make those calls with ace
you
deuce.
really can't.
unfortunately.
No. Well, and especially like that situation specifically, there had been an opening raise and then a 3-bet. Like, I mean, at that point, you just gotta let it go. And if you are trying to call in, if you are trying to call, you should know that you gotta hit 2 pair or some sort of wheel type hand,
Yep.
or else you should be getting it out of there.
I talk all the time about how, like, the ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 suited, I love to put in those extra bets there. But even then, like, even if he has ace 2 suited there, it's just not. It's not great. It's not great to call, at least. I mean, sometimes you can put in the extra bet, but just calling there is,
Yeah.
like I said, you're hoping to hit 2 pair, and how often do you really do that?
Bad beat Keith raising it up to 35 here with Jack 10 off. And here's Dom picking up a hand again.
Yeah, and if he hadn't just, you know, like, let's say he coolers Keith here. You know, say they both, I don't know, just say Dom coolers Keith here somehow. You know, he's lost $300 in ammo to MRH last hand that he didn't need to.
For sure. Yeah, king, queen, 9 flop, and then turns the boat, and now you're getting the full double still, but you're not getting the max value.
Right, 300 less that you essentially just gave away to MRH there.
And we're heads up here. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be nearly impossible for MRH to put him on that.
Yeah. Yeah, just a bad run out here.
Thank you. Check. Same hunter would have called, show me one.
Chop 2.
Wow, nice.
Got river too. MRH makes two pair,
I
and
thought that 10 was gonna put that up.
just a bad beat for MRH there, all the way around. Every street kind of just got worse and worse for him.
Ten was the river.
I got a head on the jack.
More shitty hands from Josh Black.
Seriously.
Complaining
Talk
about
shit.
Josh.
And then
Somebody's wanna play hands. Here comes Josh.
I told you, he either hits me big or I'm card dead with him, one or the other.
Sounds like he's just hitting you bigger.
So you either win a lot of money or win
No,
nothing,
and or.
or you don't lose anything? That sounds great.
Tell him you had to trick the universe.
Sounds like
That's
a
the
good-
dealer
should be
I
his
want
favorite
every day.
dealer.
Yeah.
Good team now.
Complaining about the greatest dealer ever.
He either wins me a lot of money or I just fold a lot.
A lot of blaming the dealer going on.
Just another day at the office.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Josh, that dealer.
Vic always says it. There's two types of players: those that blame the dealer and those that don't. We very much appreciate those that don't.
Uh-oh. Looks like Josh is leaving, so now you're going back.
Got a raise in action here. We got 85 total.
Here comes
Josh,
You got one
makes me
more.
look like a
I've been doing this so long, it doesn't even.
Fishing right in the middle.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't know.
I won't call him out on air, but there's one player, the way he does it, just it gets to me, dude.
Alright guys, that was my time. Brian's gonna finish you guys off tonight. Good luck.
All right, we got a half hour left.
Finish this off.
Just that pause immediately. I'm like,
Damn, man, he's putting you out like that. What's your percentage you kicked to the house there? Hey.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
let's do the math. Let's do the math. How long is this
You
gonna
all
take?
got issues.
Brian is going to end us, our final dealer of the stream here tonight. Just a quick shout out to everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight, especially with our technical difficulties at the start here.
Yeah, it's always kind of slow going when that happens to start the night, but we sure appreciate you guys sticking through with us.
We're at 48 likes. Against my better judgment, I'm going to hit it now.
You're just now hitting it?
Yeah. Well, I usually save it for 69.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, respectable.
Yeah.
There's a flop. King, queen. King, queen, queen. MRH. Almost flops him dead. Not quite.
I was like, wait, he just picked. No, he didn't. No, he didn't pick up anything. That'll do
Oh,
it.
he did pick up a flush draw, but it's no good.
Oh, yeah. Well, he got max value.
Wow, he gets
Triple
beat.
max
Yeah.
value.
He looks like he's in pain here.
One of those moments where you think you thought you were absolutely good, but then you're like, well, now do I raise or do I just call? I don't know. What do I do here? He decides to still go with the raise.
Tiny raise.
And it must have been a snap fold there from Keith because I don't see any more cards. MRH has definitely played a solid game tonight.
Yeah, he's a solid all-around player. He's in one of my online clubs, and I avoid him. He's a solid player. When I started playing poker again more regularly, one of my things was table selection. Like, I'm just not gonna play in bad games anymore. Like, try to like leave ego out of it and just find the good games. And I don't know, online the table selection is much easier.
For sure.
So Like if I know if he's a good player, if I know he's at a table and I don't know these people, I'm just gonna pick another game.
Here we go.
Every time. One of you choose.
So Hunter just called the $10 straddle. Buddha decides to raise it up to 50 with the Nemesis. Sounds like he should know better than that.
Have you played since that nightmare session, Brian?
And Dom, right behind with pocket queens, puts in the 3-bet to 130, leaving himself $100 behind.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that one, but Hunter with the suited ace.
I know.
Tell you guys.
What
Was it one luck?
world?
And then the one straddle, I didn't have anything. I stacked it. That's already.
Buddha's feeling froggy.
284 in the middle, $100 behind for Dominic.
When it's not your night, it's not your night.
Too true. Now, does Dom even call this, or does he just save the $100? Huh?
He's all in still. I mean, I don't think you can fold.
I mean, you know Buddha's got
Yeah,
the
I know.
Bad night all the way around for Dom, but I will say he did not do himself any favors.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be it for Dom. Fun to watch.
Definitely good for the stream.
It might not change nothing.
And the bottom card goes over here.
Okay. So this one's his, and you got it.
I like the other one more.
For $106 more than what you did,
Pre-flop.
you made 130, would have been
Should we have a button straddle?
236.
If he had ace king, I'm totally dominated.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
it was
This
like,
is-
just barely. I almost
The players are doing our job for us.
Yeah, it's nice
Much
when
appreciated.
Yeah, it's nice when we could just be quiet and let them talk.
Buddha was basically and Evil were just conversing back and forth, saying if Dom would have just went all in instead of saving that $100 behind, then Buddha would have just folded, and Dom would have picked up the $60 or $70 that was there in the pot.
Yeah. Oh look, Go Blue's got a pair. He's gonna play. Jacks versus eights.
Ace on the flop, nobody likes it.
Nope. Let's see who takes advantage of it. It's Keith. Oh, but Go Blue does make a call.
Oof.
Oh,
Now
come on,
Keith
Keith.
shuts it down,
Yeah.
I think. Go Blue's got to feel fairly confident about his hand.
After the check on the turn, he definitely has to.
Still don't think it should be a bet.
No.
Should be a
but
check call.
yeah. No good. Go Blue wins a pot.
Yeah, there's another pocket picker.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm so confused. Like,
Pocket
son of a
pairs,
bitch.
pocket pairs.
Pocket pickers.
Yeah, I mean.
They're just always
every,
there.
Every time he straddles.
Every time.
He straddles, he gets a fucking pocket pair. I mean, that's what I've learned tonight.
It was funny. He got around the dude and he starts to put money. I was like, man, why is he putting money in there? You know, he's got a pocket pair on the button.
Boy, you crazy.
I should have fired 350. 350.
40. Raised to 40.
Go Blue tightens right back up. Folds ace jack offsuit to a $40 open.
wanna watch?
3 ways to the flop here.
Yeah, dude.
MRH opened it up with one of the probably weaker openings of his night. 10-9 offsuit from early position.
That's a gut shot to the nuts, though.
Yeah, not a bad flop for 10-9.
And not a good flop for anybody else. Takes it down.
That'll do it. Go blue insta folded ace jack offsuit after MRH opened.
Oh, yeah? Looks like pairs only.
I had a little epiphany there, but usually right about this time, I'd be about 6 beers deep. I haven't had anything to drink and I'm still here. I'm usually just walking out the door.
As a
Do I pick
general
one?
rule,
Nope, that's the one I need. Thank you.
beer doesn't improve your poker game.
No.
Who says?
That is a weird thing to think about. Who, you got more blue chips?
I did.
Got these.
Are you a drinker at the table, if you're able to?
He was supposed to remind me and then he does.
Not really, no.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had a drink at the table.
Sorry, you're the table captain. You should be doing everything.
I feel like it's almost cheap at this point.
I'm
It doesn't mess with the card.
vague. I mean,
Chips are in the box, so-
I don't even think I did when I was in Vegas. When I lived in Maryland, I used to go play at the Hollywood in Charlestown, West Virginia. Before Baltimore opened, that was the
Yeah.
closest place to go, and they gave free drinks there. So that's the last time I can remember playing a cash game and drinking at the table. That was 10 years ago.
See, like when I was in Vegas and I played, I would always get sugar-free Red Bulls. I had my backpack with me, so like every time I would see a waiter, I'd get a sugar-free
That
Red
is
Bull.
just such a
And-
better value proposition to me
Dude,
than
yeah.
than alcohol.
Well, I would just I would get them, put them in my book bag, and stock my fridge at home with them.
Exactly,
It was-
exactly.
Yeah. It's like,
Because I'm going to buy them anyway.
yeah, it was so nice. And I was a dealer; they recognized me, so like they'd come around pretty regularly. I was paying $1 a piece instead of $4.
Really bad board here for Bad Beat Keith.
$100 from Guppy. Gets a call.
Now remember, Guppy just gave the speech to the table about how he's not.
Oh my goodness.
Bad Beat Keith delivering the bad beats.
Second time tonight, this almost exact same scenario has happened.
Wow, and Guppy's still going for
It was
I mean,
nines versus.
I don't understand why he's still going to put a bet out here
Yeah,
when
he's got to stop.
like not that he should be worried about the ace, but that brought in the spades.
Brought in. There's a spades. There's straight draw. Just the ace. Guppy just kind of gave away that $200 at the end.
Yeah. Would have been a good time for a blocker bet.
Yeah, something significantly smaller than that.
Yeah, 60 or whatever. You
Yeah, I
know,
was
try
gonna
to
say- I was
set your
gonna
own
say 50,
price.
yeah.
Try to set your own price. I think Keith's probably going to bet there if Guppy checks to him.
Yeah,
It has
definitely.
not worked for
I
me
mean,
once.
Got it out there, guys.
What better hand checks back there or checks to him there?
No, we're already at, Gio, what-
Yeah, right.
I mean, some players will hit that flush and then check,
I don't know
but
the right at,
not many.
No, you're good.
Not many.
I just hate that play on the river.
Yeah.
Leaving it all up to your opponent to do your work for you.
Yeah, I had it out there, I just, he didn't.
You're kind of hoping that exactly what happened happened, where you hit a flush and your opponent hits 2 pair or something like that. And
Yeah.
just so hard to do.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 10. No, it's 10. He just didn't use that. Has to be that.
Max confusion out there.
Whoa, go blue. Gonna play a hand.
But just as before with the pocket tens, it's just a call. Just a call of $10.
We saw 3 undercards on the flop last time, and he still folded. So let's see how this one goes.
Actually, I think
Now thinking about it, early on, I think
No set, no bet.
No set, no bet is right, buddy.
I did think somebody did do that, though. Can't remember who it was.
Somebody else. It happened once or twice.
Buddha just calls the 10. Thought he was going to raise it up with queen 9 suited. So we're going 6 ways to a flop. Just what you like to see with pocket 10s.
I can't believe you.
Jack 5-4, 2 hearts. Ike takes the lead. MRH also flopping top pair. Bad Beat Keith catches a 5. Here's the fold from Go Blue.
I don't know. This $15 bet is so small. It's enticing.
How much you want to bet he folds?
Nothing.
Thought I was going to pick up easy 20 there.
Bad Beat Keith in there looking to hit a sneaky 2 pair.
40 for Mike. Very small. With a caller in between.
I think it was way like 1,000.
Yeah, super small.
The first time he did.
I mean, it's pretty small even if there's not a caller in between, I guess. But he is in position. He doesn't need to go huge, but would have liked to see more than that.
But it seems like he had it on 2 after that.
He does get the 2 worst hands to call though. So what do we know?
5 original.
Looking to dodge a 2, 5, or a king.
Got another 3.
2 would be sick.
Or look, 2 or 5. Sorry.
A 2 would be so sick.
Yeah. Ace of clubs is not the card he wanted to see on the turn either. He doesn't know it, but it is a very scary card for his hand. $65 is the wager now. MRH not in love anymore. Did pick up a gut shot to go along with his second pair. $265, $245 in the pot. Yeah, he's gonna come along. I kind of thought he might. Just getting a really good price. Does have a gut shot.
That wasn't a bad price either.
Yeah. Seven hearts doesn't get MRH there. Ike has the check mark. Looks like we're gonna go check. Ike's gonna take this one down. 310 headed his way. 195 of it is profit.
Quarter hour.
Down to looks like about 11. Are we at 12?
3, 4, 5. I only see 10, but someone might be up, I guess. No, I guess 11.
1, 2, 3.
I see 11.
Yeah, 11. We're almost there at that final table.
God, looks like all regulars. Love to see it.
On a button is when I
Eli's still over there.
Would have been tough to punt away that stack we saw him with,
Any of your straddles.
even for him.
He is a master blaster. He has some very good results as well, though.
He's got it. He's got it. And if he doesn't, he will have it. Premium right there.
So we got ace 10, 6 deuce, 8 6. Hearts versus clubs on the 6 deuce and 8 6. Clubs on the flop. Really good flop for Bad Beat Keith. Second pair, backdoor nut flush draw. Buddha and Evil pick up 6s. Evil picks up the 6-high flush draw. Very interesting one here. Everybody gets a little something to keep him interested, but Buddha doesn't want to play a 6. Jack of diamonds does give Bad Beat a gut shot to Broadway. to go along with his third pair now. Evil makes the call. Evil looking for a 6, deuce, or club. Doesn't find it. Bad beat gets the check mark.
And he's confident in his hand. Oh, here we go. He's putting a race together.
What a play.
That's why I was a little bit surprised to see Bad Beat Keith put that bet out there with just now third pair.
Yeah, this looks a lot like Broadway, I feel like. Like the opponent just got there. I guess Broadway was a gut shot. Maybe it looks more like... I don't know. What do you think Evil's representing here?
Well, let's see.
Queen Jack was an open-ender that turned a jack.
But that's tough to think he
yeah,
turned that into a bluff there. And it's tough to think that, like...
That's kind of what I was getting at, is that Evil is representing a very narrow range of hands.
Super
there.
narrow range there, the more that I think about it, because it's like you're not going to try to get a king to fold there. You know, you can't even really represent. Like, doesn't make sense to try to represent a king.
It did work out for him, but yeah, a very unconventional spot to pick a bluff there.
I just,
Looks like we're at the final table of our 10K.
I feel like with the missed flush draw on the flop, that Keith had a perfect check calling hand.
Yeah. Just want to shout out all the regulars. We got Andy made the final table. Hammer, Steve, Scuba Steve, Eli, Coach. Pretty sure Q was in there. All the regulars making it tonight. We'd love to see that. Sorry if I missed anybody. The camera cut away as I was getting ready to say it. Four ways to the flop. 44 in the middle. Queen 3-5. 2 clubs.
Pair of queens for Mr. D's.
Yep. Gut shot for Buddha, and looks like he's reaching for chips. $50 to go, it looks like.
Mr. D's hand improves. Now has an open ender go along with his top pair. And Buddha was mostly just kidding.
Yeah.
He's gonna let this one go.
Good answer.
It's the final countdown here.
Final countdown.
Looks like maybe Ike is our big winner so far.
Yeah, I mean, Bad Beat Keith is definitely having a good night as well.
Yeah.
Buddha, I don't think rebought, so he's up there. Couple nice stacks there. See if anyone can pull away in this last orbit or so. I mean, MRH just under 1,000, so.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he's got a couple people here that have.
I mean, honestly, I think our only losers are Dom and Hunter.
I was about to say.
Guppy. Guppy's down as well.
Now that I think about it, who else has really rebought besides Dom?
Pretty sure it's just Dom. I'm sure Gio will give us a cumulative winnings before we're done here. 7, 8, 9. Rainbow.
8s for MRH.
Bets 10, gets a call from Keith with ace high. 10, scary card. Check, check. Pair of 7s on the board now. MRH with 2 pair. Bad Beat Keith gonna bet though.
Not enough.
Yeah, These are the kind of pots that I feel like almost aren't worth fighting over. You know what I mean?
It looks like maybe that's how MRH feels.
Yeah.
Game over whenever you stop or 10:30, you pay till 10:30.
The stream stops at 10 o'clock.
You can keep playing for another half hour, no charge.
You continue to play after that.
Yeah, like even if you had the best hand there, it's just
Five-
such a scary board. Like, but I also felt the same way about Keith. Like, it's almost just a pot not worth bluffing at. Your opponent could very easily have just banked a 4-liner, could have a 7 or 8, whatever the pair was. But it worked out for him. Some chips I would have missed. I would not have bet there.
For sure.
I'll act as security.
I was gonna say, I'll be security if you want.
I got American Express with me, we're good.
I think there's a few people in here backing.
My wife calls mine American Express.
25 to go. This is like the 3rd or 4th stream in a row where somehow it's came up like whether or not players are carrying guns at the table. It's very strange that it keeps happening.
Interesting.
We have security here every minute we are open. But somehow it's been coming up lately. That's so
I
weird.
mean, I'm trying to think. I've been playing poker in like, different establishments for like upwards of like 15 plus years now, and I can't remember like that same type of conversation coming up ever.
And it just seems regularly to here. I don't know why. It might just be because they happen to be like staring at the security guard all night. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's been coming up a lot.
And if you didn't hear me mention it earlier, we got satellites every Thursday leading up to that 2024 Fall Series main event. $65 buy-in. Every 1 out of 5 get a seat into that $250,000 guaranteed main event happening from October 24th through the 27th.
Yeah, we've been sending a full table on to that tournament every week. 10 players have been getting in.
I love a 1 in 5 satellite.
Yeah, especially like when it works out to just like the final table all get a seat, and that's how it's been working out. It's just so nice. We wrapped that up really early last night, or Thursday night.
Yeah, super.
I think it was like the stream ends at 11:15, and we were done. So we were done
like
at 10:15.
Right at 10.
Yeah.
It was like just after 10 o'clock. I
Yeah,
saw
like-
that picture come through.
By the time we cleaned up, it was 10:15. So it's a 4-hour satellite, folks. $65, 4 hours of your time to get into a $250,000 guaranteed tournament.
Gotta beat Keith with the best hand here with 6s.
Not anymore.
Not
Picks up the
anymore.
ace.
I just like to keep it together. We'll do 50.
Brian, I don't know if you'll be able to show the payouts. We're kind of late in the day now. I don't know if you'll have time to do that. I can tell you it was $3,500 for first, I believe $2,600 for second, and we paid 7 spots total.
We can show you about that fall series.
There's a list of our one-day tournaments, guys. Monday, we have our Pot Limit Omaha and our ladies event. Both of those are $160 buy-ins with 20-minute levels. Tuesday, the team night, $250 per team. Remember, we will be combining fields at the end of registration. If you and your opponent or you and your teammate are both in, you will combine stacks and switch every level. We will have one winning team this time. Wednesday, double green chip bounty, $50 for every knockout. Just a reminder, those tournaments are starting at 5 p.m. Then Thursday, of course, we'll have our main event starting up. $300 buy-in, $250,000 guaranteed.
Registration is open for all those events if you want to come in and get registered. Might not be a bad idea for the team event.
Yes.
And even the Wednesday double green chip bounty. Historically, those are tournaments where we tend to fill up the entire room.
25.
Quarter from Guppy with Ace King. Is this like the first time we've seen Ace King all night?
I mean, it's been a while since. Remember when it was
Well,
Ace King against like aces?
Yeah,
and
I think that's
you
it.
know, it's been
yeah, we had Ace King of Spades
been
versus
a while.
aces, and I think that's the only other time we've seen Ace King all night. It's pretty wild to think about, actually. Ace 2-4, 2 clubs. Guppy has the king of clubs. He has just crushed this board.
Yeah, and nobody else is even close.
2 of diamonds actually gives Guppy the check mark 4 ways, and he has his opponents drawing dead on the turn. It's tough to do. 100 from Buddha, though.
And Buddha's been.
Buddha's got to show us
Buddha's
here.
been.
Picking his.
No, he doesn't have to call $4.
That's true.
Is that a gift, Buddha?
He said I'm bluffing.
I'm bluffing. I call.
He has not been scared to fire these bluffs into like multiple players tonight, and most of the time they haven't worked.
Yeah, it's funny that we sometimes give him a hard time about being tight, and then on the nights where he kind of opens up, he's
like,
runs
this is why I'm
into it
tight,
every
guys.
time,
You know.
And he hits his 10 on the river there. So gross. So that's going to be our cumulative winning, folks. Ike, $1,000 winner tonight. Buddha still winning, $668 in the green. MRH, almost a $500 winner. Bad beat, 4. Go blue. Managed to just play, literally top 1% hands and still win $250 tonight. Beast Stew up 145. Guppy, Evil, and Hunter all in the red. We, of course, Dom also in the red. No longer on the screen. And
Here we are.
Looks like that was going to be our last hand of the night.
That was a pretty fun stream.
It was, yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of action, a lot of big hands pre-flop with, getting 4 or 5 ways. And it was a fun night.
Yeah, I had a good time, too. It was too bad we had that delay in the beginning. Might have missed some good action there, the way things were going once we did get live. But we had fun.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.
Rumble at the Reserve. Don't miss it.
Rumble at the Reserve. Have a good night.